Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here tonight. It is Friday, day after Thanksgiving. I hope you survived. If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. But hold on, something just happened. I'll be right back. We're back in the neighborhood again, and we're back. What am I doing today? Does anybody know what I'm doing today? If you do, let me know. It'd be helpful. I am David. If you don't know, thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Catching us on this replay. Just kind of hang out. We'll let people get in here as we go along. Won't get too excited for a little bit. Get some work done here while we're talking. It is Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Excited for a little bit. Hope everybody had a great one. If you didn't, too bad. You know, most of us, to be honest, really don't have great ones. Holidays usually are not the funnest time of the year, I would like to say, you know. I know a lot of us lie and say, yes, it is. But if you're telling the truth, you probably wouldn't say that, right? Get this copied and pasted over to Facebook. So our Facebook followers will know that we're live a little different today. Been a little frustrated with a few things this last little bit. I hope maybe we'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about it all. We will talk about it all. I promise. So thank you all for being here. Remember, give us a thumbs up. Drop a chat. Say hello. Don't be shy. This is a safe space, even for you. So you don't got to be shy on this channel. What did you do for your holiday? Are you happy it's over with? Do you miss it? Henry's in the house. Ken's in the house. Dropping a hello. Good to see you. Hello, Henry. How are you? How was y'all's holiday? Was it eventful, normal? Same crap, different day? I have a theory that most people don't enjoy the holidays. Dennis, identify as one-legged turkey. That's all right. IU game is in 30 minutes. That's right. So the college football is playing today. It's Friday, day after Thanksgiving. I did a lot of packing to move to the new house. That's good. Nothing wrong with doing a little bit of packing. Nothing wrong with that. How's Dennis in Canada land? It's I'll give you a time and tip. I don't know what time it is because I don't really care. It is 51 degrees. It got down to 30 last night. Warmed up today into the 50s, and we're expecting some snow on Monday. I went to Walmart today. Did you do that? Why in the world would you want to go to Walmart on Friday? Oh my God. To me, that just means you're glutton for punishment. You're just, you know, either going to go see the freak show, that going to Walmart is, on a Friday, and then of course, Black Friday, we trained ourselves not to go shopping. Jackson's in the house. Good to see you. Trained ourselves not to buy anything on Black Friday. I know if you really do your homework, maybe you can get some decent buys on Black Friday. I think Black Friday is a big scam, a retail scam, a marketing ploy. You know, a lot of things are discounted, but it's also a discounted product. So there's products that are designed just for Black Friday. And, you know, we are kind of shocked at how much prices of TVs are dropping every day of the week. Dennis is asking, when is the Mother Hubbard and HTN wedding? It's a good question. Henry said that he bought a house and he's packing his bags and going to go to the Philippines soon, is what he said a while back. He's going to make us a surprise visit to see if she's cheating on him, I guess. I don't know. A Big says hello to everybody. How are you? Good to have you, 5180 in the house. So, yeah, when's the wedding, Henry? Anytime soon? You know, Dennis, do we recommend weddings anymore? Or where are we at on the concept, do we recommend weddings? Or do we recommend staying single? Well, I don't know. Ken, I don't know about you. You know, your perspective of that. So, you know, 5180 says game over. I don't know. No weddings, just hooking up with hot chicks all the time. Well, really don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet, Dennis. I haven't got that far, Dennis. Well, you know, and you got to get to the Philippines. If you're going to marry a Filipino that's not in America, you got to get to the Philippines first. You know, that's step number one, no matter what. We all know that. Step number one. But I don't know. I've told people all along, and I know we were going to talk about house guests tonight because I got a couple of questions I want to ask people. But like I said, you know, if something happened to Lorelai, I would never get remarried. Even though I'm a young man, age of 20, I would never get remarried. I had to go to Walmart to get coffee creamer. I ran out. Wow, I would have just went down to the local gas station and stole it versus going into Walmart. So I would have went in and pretended I bought a little coffee and just stole all the shit I could and went home. You know, that's what I would have done. No, not today at Walmart. I think Black Friday is hilarious. We don't do that, luckily. You know, I checked there yesterday. They didn't have any. The Walmart, dollar store, somebody might have had some. Maybe you don't have any dollar stores where you're at. We've been seeing part of the country's been getting a lot of bad weather. Up where John is in Dakota has got a bunch of snow. So cold weather coming in. We're predicted to have some snow on Monday. I think possible snow mix, ice mix, whatever you want to call it, snow ice mix. So we'll see how that goes for the weekend. We don't have any big plans for this weekend. You know, we had Thanksgiving yesterday. I'm still getting the kitchen cleaned up and everything. So funny though, they were giving vets a free 12-ounce coffee. And I got a free 12-ounce coffee creamer. That is good, see? Yeah, you got to get the free stuff when you can get the free stuff. I was telling somebody last night, we had a conversation. You never leave money on the table. You never leave free stuff on the table. Whether you just recycle it and give it to somebody else, hey. But if somebody's going to give you a bunch of free creamer, take it. Free coffee, you take it. You know, I know women don't come free, right, Dennis? But if there's anything free, you take it. So it's like leaving a paycheck on the table. We don't want to leave the money on the table. I was telling somebody last night, if you have an opportunity to make money, don't pass it up, you know. And that's why, you know, we do the OnlyFans page where I sell pictures, autographed pictures of me topless, because I don't want to leave any money on the table yet. So and while I'm still young and virile and good looking and handsome and charming and all that bullshit, I got to make my money where I can get it. I got to shake my money maker. So, but yeah, that's what you got to do. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. And we checked our passports today. I told Lorelai I couldn't remember. I mean, I know we haven't used them in 3 years, and But we're looking at traveling next year. Yeah, next year, which sounds like a long ways away, but it's truly about 30 days away. Maybe, yeah, 30 days away next year. So we're thinking about traveling next year. And I asked Lorelai about a week ago, I said, have we looked at our passports? Do we know when they expire? Because she's like, well, no, I think they're good for a long time. And I'm like, well, I know we think they're good for a long time, but are they good for a long time? Because I don't want to try to plan this trip next year to Europe or to a cruise or whatever where we need them to go. If we go to Europe on a cruise, you got to have them. If you go domestically, you don't have to have them, but they're good to have. So we checked them today. Passports are good. So I'm happy about that. I don't got to waste money on renewing passports anytime soon. Really happy about that. So I figure that's a financial savings for me. We're not too excited about Christmas. We don't know what we're going to do yet. We do have all of our gifts for each other bought already. I don't know if it was Tim or Ken or Dennis, but last week somebody on the live stream was talking about, because I was bitching and complaining, as I do, because, that's what I do, that when we went to Dallas and back in Lorelai's car, which is a very good car, the seat is hard on my back after a few hours. I'm old, I'm beat up, a lot of problems. And so even though her car is a top-notch car, I've been thinking about trading it in for like a Lincoln, a luxury Lincoln SUV. Somebody mentioned on here, well, why don't I just change the seats out? And so I thought about that. I don't know who mentioned that, but somebody, it may have been Tim, I don't know. So I thought about that. Well, yeah, okay, let me look into that. And then I realized, well, why don't I just buy I thought about buying a massage component for the seat, like an add-on that you can buy, that has massaging balls and things in it. And then I realized, I wouldn't like that, because if it's hard and has balls, when it's not massaging you, right, and you're driving, you're going to be leaning against it. So it's going to be making your back worse because you're going to have these pressure points pushing on you. So I thought, I better not do that. And then I thought, well, we have a Purple mattress and we really like it. So I Googled to see if Purple made seat cushions. And they do. Dennis, get a massage lady. I know. I have one. She just charges too much money. You saw what happened in Dallas, right? What happened in Dallas, Dennis, is all because I asked for one massage. Yeah. So you can also cook and clean. I can't afford a massager and a cooker and a cleaner, not in America. So I thought, so Lorelai wants to buy something for Christmas for me, which I don't really like because I don't need anything. So I decided the Purple people make a really good, for the car seats, Purple mattress type thing for the car seats. We ordered that, and that's going to be my Christmas gift to me from Lorelai. Now hers is that thing that you guys all saw in Dallas, Texas. That's her Christmas gift. Happy, you mean a happy ending? Well, no happy ending is free, no matter what country you're in. Married or single, no matter what. There is no free happy ending in the world by anybody. Just gonna throw that out there. So yes. So that's where I came up with that. I'm like, yeah. So that's gonna be so Lorelai and I have our Christmas all taken care of for each other. And since we only like each other, well, there you go, problem solved. Is how that works. I don't know what you guys are going to do for Christmas. We're not even thinking about ordering Christmas dinner this year. We had takeout. Basically, I bought, a gourmet Thanksgiving dinner. But this year for Christmas, I think what we're going to do is we have a pretty decent Asian buffet here that does seafood on Christmas. And Lorelai always likes to have seafood on Christmas because I don't like turkey. My dog loves turkey. But if anybody has a free turkey you want to ship me, just send it to me. My dog eats turkey. But I don't really like turkey, and I really don't like a traditional Thanksgiving. But they all wanted one for Thanksgiving, so we got one. But we were thinking about it, and I'm like, well, why don't we just go to this fancy Asian buffet place? Now, it probably costs you $30 a head, $35 a head for maybe $40 a head for Christmas, but you can eat all the seafood you want, all the Asian food you want. And then we wouldn't have to cook, wouldn't have to clean up for Christmas or anything. We can just get up, go eat lunch. You know, she can stuff her face. You know, I can eat the 3 pieces of sushi and that's it. And then I can turn around and come home and do nothing. No, you cannot legally. No. If you have some cash and you're willing to spread it, you can give it to the police officer that stops you so that he doesn't give you a ticket. Sure, you can do that. But no, you cannot. And a international driver's license doesn't really work either. A lot of places now, when you try to rent a vehicle in the Philippines, they require you to have a Philippine license. So just keep that in mind. So no. And of course, what I would tell you is, why would you? And what we do is, I just hire a driver. Priceless, not legally, right? You know, not legally, but you can. You know, just be willing to pay the cop, because he's going to see you. He's going to see your white head in that car. He's going to see you. They're going to recognize you right away. Whoop, you're not from here. Let's figure out what's going on. And they really don't have to have a reason to stop you. Not like in America. Flashbacks visiting Korea after the military. Yes, right? So, yeah, just hire a driver. Don't worry about it. Take public transportation. Use the Grab app in the Philippines, works really well. Is that what we call it in the Philippines? Grab? Is it Grab or something else in the Philippines? It's not Uber. That's Grab, I think. We always use the Grab app. Usually works better for the Philippines versus hiring a taxi, flagging down a taxi. So, I know that very well. Yes. Yeah. Because even though taxis have gotten better in the Philippines, they're still a ripoff. But if you order a Grab, at least you know what you're going to pay up front. Now, the only problem with a lot of the Grab drivers, they're not going to come and get you very far away. So we had that problem even living on Mactan Island. We had a lot of Grab drivers didn't want to drive all the way into our neighborhood and get us. They would, if you're at the mall and you booked a Grab to go home, they had no problems with that. But they didn't want to come and get you and take you to the mall. Thought it was a grab-ass situation? It could be. Darn my ears. Turk says hello, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the thumbs up and the donation of the $5 million the other day. I appreciated that. It hasn't cleared my PayPal account yet, but as soon as it does, I'll let you know. But yeah, so that's what I would do. I wouldn't worry about it otherwise. Life is too short in the Philippines to stress. Driving's not bad there. It just doesn't make any sense because you're a big target. Not only by the police, by the locals. It's another form of skin tax. Another form of skin tax. Now we head back to, I'm having a little bit of cake, by the way. I'm having some carrot cake, designer carrot cake. Yeah. They call it designer carrot cake, but I have no freaking clue why they call it that. It just tastes like carrot cake. We head back to the Philippines in the year 27. Either that or late 26, but I think it's going to be spring of 27. And we already have kind of a tentative plan. We got to go over take care of some business. We don't want to spend a month in the Philippines. We just don't. We've been there, done that. You know, we've lived there. We've been there plenty of times. The Philippines is not that exciting of a place, to be honest. Unless you're single and horny and looking for hookers, then hey, more power to you. But, you know, but for us, we need to take care of some business. We do got a lot of friends over there we need to see and say hi. So what we're thinking about doing is planning our trip to the Philippines. We're going to go for 2 weeks, roughly 10 days, 2 weeks. And then we'll fly to like Hong Kong or Singapore and either take a cruise or just bounce around and go visit some other countries while we're that far side of the world. So it's what we're going to do. Dennis says, I am so happy and grateful to pay skin tax. Born in Canada is winning the birth lottery. Well, I guess it would be like winning the bingo lottery because you're not an American, Dennis. Dennis, being an American is like winning the lottery. Being a Canadian is like winning at bingo. Woo-hoo. But Dennis has a valid point. The fact that we all are in a situation where we get the skin tax means that we live a privileged life. And I don't disagree with that. And that's why, to be honest, the skin tax for me is really not that big of a deal. I've told the stories where, you know, Lorelai would go run around or do something while we're living in the Philippines, and she would order me some Grab, and I'd give the guy, you know, a couple bucks, you know, I don't know, 200-300 pesos, and she's like, oh my God, that's way too much money. And I'm like, yeah, but who gives a shit? It's only a couple bucks for me. Tim is in the house. Good evening, Tim. Hello to Dennis from Tim. Tim, I saw your Thanksgiving picture. It looked pretty good. Food looked good. The world is down on Yanks. What? 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 Are you kidding me? Huh. Hey, Tim, man, all from Dennis, down on Yanks. You can't be down on us, man. We're super people. We're what make the world go around, don't you know? If it wasn't for us, the world would collapse. Just saying. I will pause this and watch after. Well, they should beat Purdue. If they don't, then your team doesn't need to be in the playoffs. I'm just going to tell you. If they can't beat Pissant Purdue, then they should not get to be in the playoffs. No pressure. Enters in hello to you. Lurker Bye is in the house. Bye is probably somewhere. I do like that. Now, we are privileged in our societies, you know. Not a lot of news on the American front. I mean, besides the illegal guy from Afghanistan who killed the two National Guardsmen in D.C., that's big news right now. American travelers are getting poor treatment overseas. Well, and that's been an ongoing thing, to be honest. Tim, as you probably remember, Dennis, maybe you guys remember, but that's been an ongoing thing for the last 30 or 40 years, to be honest. I remember when I was teaching and stuff, and we talked about you don't wear your, you know, backpacks that had American flags. It was recommended that you didn't have an American flag on your backpack when we were telling young people, if you're going to Europe, wherever, you know, don't brag about the fact that you're an American tourist because by having flags and things like that, a little bit more low profile, because you can be targeted. So, B Sweet 40 is in the house. How are you? B Sweet, Bye Sweet. So you changed your name again. Again. That's okay. We all changed our name recently because YouTube has done this weird thing. Now they're using our the Gmail stuff or whatever it is, and now we all got to figure out who everybody is all over again, which is just crazy. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes. Did you have a non-traditional, traditional. Now I understand that. Bye, did you have a non-traditional, traditional, non-traditional Thanksgiving in the Philippines? So U.S. Canada puts on our flag so they don't think we're Yank. Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you know. But whether you like America or not, the one thing I know, no matter what country you're from, everybody seems to be happy to take the American dollar, right? So they may not like us, but they'll take our dollar, which is I think is funny. Because Americans are actually have the different attitude. If we don't like somebody, we won't take your money. We'll just get rid of you. So that's kind of funny. I think it's a different perspective from an American. The American ego is there. And if you don't, yeah, we don't jive, we don't want your money. Unless you're just giving it away. But, if you're a pretty girl, then all pretty girls are welcomed in America, no matter what country you're from. Thinking of that. I'm thinking of that, pretty girl. See, I segue over to this other thing. I saw where the Taiwanese lady, who is a co-owner of the Miss Universe pageant, has been officially arrested for failure to appear in a Taiwanese court for fraud charges. So, how legit is the Miss Universe contest when you got so much corruption behind it? Tim says, dress low profile and will stick out like a sore thumb. Yes. Yeah, well, and it's kind of like putting a target on your back. It's one thing I tell people, and you have to, Tim, and everybody is, when you're traveling, don't act like you're rich, which we're not, but you know what I mean. Simple, mind your business, and you'll be fine. I tell people all the time, even in America, the best way to travel in America can you hear me now? Yeah, all right. See, every time somebody calls in on the phone, it knocks the phone out of YouTube for some reason. So, kind of like freezes it or whatever. So, all right, where were we? Who was I talking trash about? And says, yay, I hear you now. Yes, my love. Yeah, see, every time you call, Lorelai, that's you. That is your Lorelai. Let me get rid of that. Lorelai's back at work today, by the way. I'm the only one here because I don't have a job. I'm unemployed. So, travelers. Yeah, I think a lot of times you can tell travelers, Tim, if you watch and pay attention, because travelers seem to be looking around a whole lot more than people that aren't travelers. So which only makes sense, but this is how you pick them out. If you want to see who's new to the area, who doesn't quite fit in, just look for the people looking around. Ooh. Mrs. Pack, don't let him know. Yes, Mrs. Pack is always causing trouble. Why you hang the paper bag there? Oh, the Jollibee bag? Because I was making fun of Jollibee the other day, and I wanted to make reference. Jollibee. Because we had to drive to Texas, so you guys could eat Jollibee twice. And we had to bring back 400 pounds of chicken at Jollibee. That's why it's there. Hi, Dennis. What's up? You are up. She is up. Pat's in the house. Good to see you. Good evening, Pat. Should be getting cold where you're at. You might get snow in a couple of days. Doing good, I am. So maybe I have to do my hat backwards. I look cool this way. Do I look cooler than I already did? Yeah. Pat saying hello to everybody. Everybody said hello to Pat. I was going to show you the socks Lorelai got me for my birthday. I have them in here in case my feet gets cold tonight while I'm on the live stream. So here's my socks, my birthday socks. They're even autographed. Somebody autographed them. See that? Maybe a different hat? Yeah, it's a little hot in here. There. Is that better? Nice, yes. I got a coat too, but I don't want to show it's too hot. Here's the inside of the sock. They're really warm. They're real wool, non-synthetic, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what the word says because I can't read it, but it's some kind of word on the sock. Pat saying hello, Lorelai. Hey, Pat, what's up? Hello, Pat. Hello. Bai's in the house too. Pat, say hi to Bai. She was up there. Henry's around here. Dennis is around here somewhere. So I know what's best for you, Dennis. I think she's talking to you, Dennis. They ain't talking to me. So, Dennis, I think Lorelai says she knows what's best for you. All you have to do is listen to her. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I think we're going to do for the holiday. I don't know what we're doing, but that's what we're doing. But I told him earlier, Lorelai, that we verified our passports were good so that we can travel. The gift, David. Yeah, but I was spinning it into a different direction. Ken's in the house. Is Ken in the house or Tim? I didn't see Ken. Oh, Ken, yeah, Ken's watching football now. Ken's here. He had to go watch his football team lose. Henry says, hello, Lorelai and Pat. Hey, Henry. Yes, Colombian sandwich, me in the middle. That's where I was going with that, Lorelai. Dennis. Put a sweater on because mama is cold. Yeah. Happy birthday. Wrong Ken. It's a different Ken, Lorelai. Ken Unger's birthday is this week, this month. There's this month of November, all the smart people have birthdays. There's Tim, who's in the house. There's me, of course. Ken Unger. 4 or 5 other people. I was going to say Anthony, a Yank in the Philippines, but I don't want to, he doesn't meet the smart criteria, Anthony, because I know you're listening. He doesn't meet the smart criteria, but it's his birthday this month too. So that's Bombshell, Columbia. I got a Colombian jacket. Craig's in the house. Hello, Craig. Good to see you. How's things in your part of the world? Craig did a new video the other day about all these little baby angelfish, man. It's a pretty good video. He had thousands, like a horde of little fishies. Everybody said hello to Craig. Give us all a thumbs up. Craig's in Australia, for you guys that don't know. He doesn't really give a shit about American holidays like Thanksgiving. But that's okay, Craig. We appreciate you anyway. So we had all the traditional Thanksgiving stuff. We have way more food than we needed, of course. My dog Lily's going to get a lot of leftover turkey, which is good. We did get a free turkey. The wheels on the bus go round and round. I know, Dennis. That's why I had to, it's his birthday this month, but and Jer, you guys all know Jer, right? His birthday's this month. There's like a whole bunch of us, and some of us are on the way up here, and then there's Anthony. So I didn't know she was recording. Oh, really? Well, hi, Aussie Slayer from Dennis. Well, it was a good video. Hello, Dennis. Hey, Craig. It's hot in here. But I'm happy. We got leftover turkey to give to my dog Lily. We got a free turkey from the grocery store to give to my dog Lily. And we got a coupon for another free turkey to give to my dog Lily to eat. And now I need about 6 or 7, 8, 10 more turkeys, 12 more turkeys is what I need to get Lily food to eat for the next 6, 8 months. Oh my God, the things we do. Henry says, oh, do you, Craig, Pat, and Henry, and Tim. Tim. I saw Ronald had Thanksgiving in the Philippines. I saw his pictures too of his food. I think some of y'all's guys, might have a better food in the Philippines to eat American-wise than American food does. I don't know, Lorelai will chime in and say, I told you so or something, but I've come to find a lot of our food really salty. And I know Lorelai's laughing, going, ha, I told you, see. But I've become to find a lot of our stuff salty, especially if it's like a day or two old. It really starts to have a lot of salt in it. Don't worry, if I disappear, approaching low battery zone. Well, Tim, do you need to borrow my pacemaker? You want to borrow my pacemaker? Lorelai wanted to know what she could buy me for Christmas. She wanted to buy me something really expensive. But she did, because she bought me that pillow for the car. But I told her she could buy me another battery pack. I wouldn't mind having another phone battery pack that doesn't weigh 20 pounds. But I was wondering, I wonder if I could just, take this and kind of plug it into my pacemaker. Maybe I should have had them do that. Maybe they could have put a USB charging port on the pacemaker, and I could have charged my device. Maybe, hey, now that's a medical invention we should go with. They should be able to put a port on the pacemaker, well, right next to it, not on the pacemaker, but right next to it. Then we can charge our devices in as we go around town off the pacemaker. That would be smart. Lorelai says, I got to go back to work now. Fine. Earn that money. I need to buy more toys. To either jump. Well, I was thinking this battery has 11 years on it. I was thinking you just take the energy off the pacemaker to charge your phone with. You were talking about my views on my Black Friday sale upload by Lana before? No, I was talking about your fish video. Your fish, the last one I saw was the fish video. The angel fish. But Craig, you can drop the link to that, as you know. So, on the Black Friday video, yeah, YouTube was pushing, saying, hey, everybody should make Black Friday videos, but we didn't do one because we stayed home. I got to get back to packing, take care of everybody. Henry says, I got to go. I got to go pack. I got to go talk to Bai. She's asking, why am I on the internet, not talking to her? I'm like, what are you doing over there? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Get used to it. A lot of questions. Good luck with the packing. Don't overdo it. You got to remember you're not a spring chicken anymore, Henry. So don't overdo it. I'm going to see if I can find Craig's video. That too, see? Oh, I see. You got a short uploaded. I'm going to give you a thumbs. Everybody go watch Craig's short. Eating them french fries. I didn't do anything on Black Friday other than going to the gym. That's right. It's not Friday for Tim anymore. We didn't do anything either. I mean, but we really don't need anything. And I try to have a philosophy of, if we don't need it, let's not buy it just to have it. Because I'd rather spend the money, on traveling or adventure or something, more productive than, 12 TVs in one house. I don't know. I do know that we probably need to go to Walmart in the next few days. We did go to Sam's last week, so we're stocked up on a lot of things. But we do need to go to Walmart. We don't like the water they sell at Sam's. We like the water that... So you guys figure this one out. At Sam's Club, they sell water, Sam's or Members Mark water, Sam's Club brand water. We don't like that. We like to buy Sam's brand water at Walmart. So go figure that one. Sam's does not sell Sam's water at Sam's Club because their brand is Members Mark. Walmart water is Sam's brand. You kind of got to scratch your head and go, sometimes things just don't make a whole lot of sense in the world. But the other thing we were talking a little bit about this weekend was, and I'm going to try to tell a story about a house guest. So I do want to talk a little bit about what you guys think about house guests. I'm having a computer man come over today to see if he can get the government website for me to submit my online documents. Well, that's good. Maybe by changing the IPA address or something. I don't know. Ozzy's in the house. Ozzy, how are you? Good to see you, Ozzy. Only sometimes all the time, Craig. Happy belated Thanksgiving, yes. And happy birthday to about 20 of us here on the YouTube world. It's a whole bunch of ours birthdays in the month of November. If you're one of the cool kids, you have a birthday in November, all except for Anthony, because I know he's listening in the background. So... good to see you, Ozzy, though. Thanksgiving's over. It's a true blessing when it's over, I think. If you don't have a big family, or even if you do and you don't like, it's just, I don't know. Happy birthday. That's right. I turned 21 this year. I'm still e-begging for $5 million. That hasn't worked yet, Ozzy, but I'm trying. I feel fat after Thanksgiving. Most people do. I just don't like the food. The only thing I really like about Thanksgiving is dressing. I really like stuffing or dressing, depending on your take on how you make it and where it goes. But that's really the only thing I like. I'm not a big fan of anything else. Mashed potatoes I eat all year round. Gravy I have all the time. It's just the dressing that I like. So, and I like to eat it. I like to eat it. I'm good. I like the undressing. Yes, I did that yesterday. I undressed. I did. If you guys want to see pictures of me undressed, just go to my OnlyFans page. And if you put a lot of money on it, you can see a video of me. Just saying. I like stuffing. Yes, so quick Dennis. That's because he's from Canada. They make them quick in Canada. But I don't know. I'm not a big holiday food eater. But unless you got a big family and you like your family, But I was thinking the other day, because, and I'd like to have your opinion, your thoughts. Let me ask you some questions. Do you like being a house guest? That's one question. So is there anybody on the chat currently that likes being a house guest at somebody's house, being the guest? If you do, give me a 1. If you don't, give me a 0. 1, if you enjoy being a guest at somebody's house. 0, if that's not your thing. Stuffing and turkey sandwiches with mayo. Yes. Tim, that's what I had. I had a piece of bread today with some mayonnaise and just some turkey meat and a little bit of stuffing. That's correct. Ozzy says, nope, no thank you. I don't want to be a guest. Yep, then you can start over. Yes. Oh, I missed them there so quick. Yep, that's what the girlfriend says. Dennis says yes. Because then, and Craig is saying, then you can start over and do it again and again and again. I get you. I say 20 seconds is a lot of time. God. Oh, yes. Years ago when I was a young man, now that I'm an old man. Well, I made a short the other day, right? You know. Old men don't have to drink. Young men have to drink, and we all know why. So, Tim says it depends on the duration of the visitation. All right. So I don't like being a house guest, period, whether it's for 1 day or 200 years. So if I was locked into a prison cell and was a guest of the state, as they say, I wouldn't like that. So, I'm not a person that likes to be a house guest. I like to travel and stay in hotels and places like that, but I don't like being a house guest. 9274, hey man, how are you been lately? Been good. We've been good. Thank you for the thumbs up. We have been good. Outstanding. Delightful even. We are. So yeah. And I'm shocked, Dennis, are you bragging about the 20 seconds? I'm starting to think maybe Dennis was bragging. Maybe, a little white lie there to stretch that out. But, and then of course, the other question is, do you like having house guests? Right? Give me a 3 if you like having a house guest, a 4 if you don't like having house guests. And we're going to find out how antisocial we all really are. And why we are the way we are. Actually, my record is 22.2 seconds. Woohoo! It's not too bad, depending on the girl, Ozzy says 4. That's right. We don't like being house guests, do we? But I didn't want to brag. Dennis, I saw a video today about the Japanese girls, and I thought of you. So, Greg, listen, I'm going to have one for 2 years soon. Uh-oh. Why 2 years? Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Craig? I don't like feeling indebted to or owing anyone else anything, so I hate being a house guest. Absolutely. I don't like it either, just because I like having my own freedom. It all depends on who I'm visiting. Well, I guess let me quantify this. If you're a single guy and you're a house guest in some girl's house, that's not what we're talking about. Let me just clear that up. Dennis. So, she is 19. Is she 19? Student visa from the knees. Woohoo! 18. Dennis. You better keep Dennis away from there. Which country is she from? Japan is a really awesome place to travel to. Headed there in 2026. Nice. Outstanding. Sure, I'll see. Student visa. But is she from a different country? Otherwise, why would she have a student visa? In America, student visas are only for people from another country. I didn't know if Australia did something differently, where if it was from like a different province or I don't know, part of the country. I don't know. Dennis is interested though. But I was thinking, I saw this video today, Dennis, and I thought of you. I don't know why I thought of you. Look, I got something wrong with my head. No, thought I had a hole in my head. The Philippines. Oh, that side of the family. All right, that makes sense. We've thought about doing that ourselves, but Lorelai's sister is jealous of us, so that ain't gonna happen. But we actually went down that road a little bit ourselves. Uh-oh, don't show her to Dennis. Dennis, stay in Canada. I can give her the Canadian stamp. That's right. But they were talking about in Japan, about how these girls play, how the Japanese girls kind of play ditzy and dumb and cute, and how they hide their face, and they giggle. It's part of their culture. They think it's, the appropriate way to respond when being flirted with or something, And I got watching that, and I'm like, you know what? I don't remember what it's called in Japanese, but they have a name for it. But I'm like, I watched that and I went, that's exactly what Filipino women do. That's exactly, crap that Philippine women do. So I made me think of Dennis. Pat says, I'm here listening, learning all about the life in general. Exciting for her, expensive for us. Yes. Yes. If I e-bag enough money, Craig, I will help you out. So, but right now I have e-bag $0, so you don't get any because I have none. But I'm with you. It will be very exciting. Are you going to get her married in that 2 years so that she can become a resident? Kanisha's in the house from New York. Kanisha, how are you? Good to see you. Almost like geisha girl. Yeah. There's a term for it. The geisha is a little bit more not childish like. So it's kind of like you got the geishas who does that, but it's more of an adult woman thing. This is kind of like, more what you would think immature teenage girls would do, right? In Japan. And I'm watching that today and I'm like, man, that's exactly what young Filipinos do. Exactly what they do. Cannot have a change of status while here. Okay. But that doesn't mean she can't find a boyfriend, a fiance, and then do the K1 visa, ready for it, ship her back, boom, boom, right? Tim says, hello, Kanisha from New York. Well, good. It should be exciting. It should be very expensive for you. Thinking of being expensive we have some friends that are going to have a baby in February. Boy, they think they're poor now. Man, they're going to be pissing out money when that baby gets here. Thinking of that. But Kanisha, how are you doing in New York? Is it snowing where you're at? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? My wife says hello. And what did you have for dinner today? Pat says hello to you. 309 visa costs $26,000. Shit. Wow. Wow. Holy shit, Craig. The K1 visa here only costs like $1,000. $400 and something plus this, plus that. Yeah. I mean, the visa itself is $1,000. And now you got to buy airline tickets and shit like that. But, but the visa itself in America, I think is less than $1,000 for a K1 here. So, wow. Spousal visa is about the same also. That's crazy. Yeah, he'll need a lot. But hey, Craig, you got to think about this positively. You got to find her, if she's a cute girl, find her a rich Australian, right? Who will pay all of that money, and then he can give you money. He can contribute, right? That's what you got to do. I'm not saying pimp her out and get her a husband just for monetary growth, but if it happened to happen, I mean, Dennis is in Canada, so it can't be him. I never could afford to have children. Money is for the That money is for the oldest child in my house. Yes. Not getting involved in that. It's all right, Craig. Yeah, I never wanted children, to be honest, because one, I think they smell funny, and two, they always ask a lot of questions, and then they want to eat. So they're always, hey, can you feed me? I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Ah, what the hell, Why are you bugging me? Why? Quit bugging me. Go away over there. I don't give a shit. You can barely walk. Go over there. So I never wanted kids. Never wanted kids. Just, yeah. And then, of course, I'd have to spend my money on them. And if I spent my money on kids, then I couldn't spend my money on me. And it said my money, not kids' money, my money. So never had kids. Never did. Very happy about that, to be honest. I would have probably been a horrible parent. I'd probably be in prison for, bad things, because what I discovered years ago was, I discovered this. It's actually illegal. Did you guys know this? To duct tape a kid's hands and feet and hang them in a closet. That's illegal in America. You can't do that. Yeah, I saw that on TV. That's a no-no. They just didn't track me down yet. Well, it's too old now. I've been married to Lorelai. I've been snipped, and I forgot. I've been snipped for many years, Dennis. I was no dummy. I may be a dummy now due to my coma, but back when I wasn't a dummy, I was smart enough to go under the knife, because I wasn't going to be giving some girl half of my paycheck so she could sit around and eat bonbons. Children are like old people. Many smell funny. I guess I'm not old because I don't smell funny. There you go. Pat says, oh my. No. I got snipped too, Ozzy says. All of us smart people do. I bet you Dennis is snipped. Or maybe Dennis is just blowing dust because he's so old. $30K for a student visa with the cost and $50K deposited in a bank for the fuck. Damn, Craig. Wow. And you're talking about Australian dollars, not pesos, right? You're talking about pesos or Australian dollars? Either way, but wow. And she's only coming over for 2 years of education? Huh. That's crazy. Yeah, when you're, some old people, they don't need to get snipped. Some people, because they're just blowing dust. Right, Dennis? So, you don't lose, wow. But still, no, it still sucks, Australian dollars. But does the 50 grand, well, I guess the only thing would be, does it grow interest at least that you get to collect in a couple of years? Man. It was nothing like that kind of cost to bring one of Lorelai's nieces to America. Wasn't remotely even close to that. I mean, not even close. In fact, it happens in America that if you want to host a foreign exchange student, the government will pay you to do it. I could become a host family for foreign exchange students, and they pay me. That's crazy, Craig. Well, I hope she adjusts this and does well. I'm sure she will, but I hope she does. Is she going to be the only one in the family coming over, hopefully? I mean, is this the only one of the nieces? Is there going to be like another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down the road as you get older? Or is she the one and done type of thing for you guys? That's crazy, though. Man. I don't know, Craig. You might just have to introduce her to Dennis. I don't know. That's a lot. But I was going with this thing about, because there's an incident that I heard of. And you know me, I always change the names, the locations, and the details. Up to her in the future, not us. So Craig, the student, your niece is currently, she can extend the visa. Is that what you're saying? But that's up to her. You're going to leave that decision up to her, whether she likes it and she wants to stay and to extend and all of that. All right. So I heard of this scenario the other day. I was talking to somebody, and this comes up with this traveling and having a house guest and all that. So these people went to somebody's house. They invited them, said, hey, we know that you're going to be in town. Instead of booking a hotel room, why don't you guys just come stay at our house? We know that you're leaving the next day to go back to California. Hey, we got plenty of room. It's like 3 different couples. They're going to stay at this house. They got plenty of room. The people arrive. They have a chit-chat during the night because they come in late, which they all knew. And so here's my question. The very next morning, now, one of the couples is directly related by blood to the family, to the people that own the house. The other 2 are not related by blood. Well, when they got up the next morning, one of the girls of these 2 couples was already bugging about leaving and going home at like at 7 a.m. in the morning. Now, so my question arises is that rude and disrespectful to your host who decided to let you spend the night at their house for you just to get up, pack your shit, and get out? Versus getting up, having breakfast, talking, chatting, being a good guest, and then they knew that you're going to have to leave by noon anyway to get back on the road to go back to California, right? So my question to you guys is, if you're the host, if somebody got up at 7 a.m. who didn't need to leave anytime soon and wanted to bug out just because, how would you feel about that? If you are the guest, would you do that to somebody else? Doggy's in the house. Father died, so family stuff. So give her a chance to her life. Yes, I agree. Hopefully get an employer to sponsor, to stay there. Nice. Big demand for nursing. That's great. Doggy Pad says hello to you. Good. So she's going to train to be a nurse, right? That's good. You know, we did through that, Craig. Everybody's all know that we offered to pay for nursing school for all of Lorelai's nieces and nephews. Her sister got jealous and mad and won't speak to us anymore. So no, we're not paying for anything because her sister doesn't want her kids to come to America and have a better life than her sister, blah, 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 blah. But we were more than willing to pay for a nursing degree in the Philippines so the people could come here and become nurses. But instead, we're sponsoring a couple of other daughters of friends of Lorelai's to become nurses. If her sister is so pathetic not to realize what a gift it would be, and we were paying for it, and so jealous, so petty, so whatever, tough shit. Doggy says hello to you, Pat. So if you're going to go stay at Doggy's house, so if Doggy and I are related and we all go to Doggy's house and some friends come along and those people, for whatever reason, one of them wakes up at 7 a.m. and says, well, I'm ready to leave. Everybody else in the party's still in bed, not up yet. But the plan was to kind of get up, mill around, visit with everybody, eat some food, and then get on the road about, 10, 11, noon o'clock-ish. One, would you be that type of person that would demand that everybody pack their shit and get out of the house at 7 a.m. just because they were bored or whatever? And how would you feel if you were the family, the host family, to this person who wanted to bug out at 7 a.m. before everybody was even up? I mean, how would that, So that's my question. What makes a good house guest? Does anybody have any stories about bad house guests? I find it shameful. If I was this person, I would be, one, I would never do it because, maybe I'm more mature than they are, but I would never be so rude that somebody gave me the lodging for the night and that I would immediately get the hell out of their house without telling anybody, hey, we got to go now, let's go. This is, I'm bored. Forget the people were nice to us and they're going to feed us. And, but what do I know? So that's my question. I don't know if anybody has any answers. I think it's rude. More alcohol the night before solves the problem, make them pass out. Yeah, no one gets up before 2. You got that right. Hate it when they find your hidden cameras. Yes, I know. I agree with you, Dennis, but I will promise you there was no hidden cameras in this situation. A good house guest is the one that stays in their own house and or a hotel. I agree, Tim. What it is this person has such of an inflated ego of their self that whatever they have going on in their brain, they think everybody around them has to navigate around what's going off in their brain. If they decided you're at a live concert and they want to go home, well, they think everybody else should go home. The concert should be shut down. Everybody should go home. They have an inflated self-ego. And that's kind of where this is coming from. That person went, well, I think it'd be nice to be home. Now, granted, it's a 25-hour drive, but we're going to go over here for another day. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, but I think everybody ought to do what I say to do, what I want to do. I think there's a sense where we have to be able to read the room. And if you can't read the room, somebody needs to teach you how to read the room. But a lot of these people don't think they need to read the room. Sometimes I want to leave, just party, sleep, and leave. Well, sometimes, but you're a younger man. But what if this is at your mom's house? And you and your girlfriend and then her friends came all with you for Thanksgiving. And you guys get there Wednesday night. And Thanksgiving eats at noon. And the girl wants to, okay, well, it's 1 o'clock. We ate at noon. It's 1. Let's go home. But it's a 12-hour drive. Never carpool to events. If I want to leave early, I will leave. I agree with you there. I agree. We like to take our own car too. But I actually mean she believes that if she no longer wants to be at the concert, then everybody else should go home. The people doing the concert, the musicians, everybody should pack their shit and go home. The audience should go home. The concert should be suspended. And everybody goes home because I'm done. I've listened to enough. Everybody go home now. Especially for, I agree with that. She will win. Oh, she didn't win this time. I'll just tell you that. In my world, she didn't win. But I agree with you. Outdoor events especially. And that's why I drive my own car, because if I want to stay, I stay. If I want to go, I go. And you have to recognize if you're riding with me, tough shit. You're on my timeline. So if you don't want to be on my timeline, then don't ride with me. I'm okay with it. But I don't ride with anybody. I drive myself. So that's one thing I've learned over the years, because I don't like to be put in a situation. But this isn't the first time this type of thing has happened with this group of people, that this young lady truly believes that, If Walmart needs to shut down because she doesn't like the Walmart, then it needs to shut down. Does it really matter to you or to me? Well, I don't know if it really does matter or not, Craig. I just wonder if, because I'm trying to get into her head. I'm trying to figure out in her head, does she really have such of a mass delusion about the grandioseness of herself? Or is she just a rude human being? I mean, is she delusional about who she is and about how life really is? That there are other people on the planet? Or is she crazy? You know what I mean? That's kind of why I wonder that is, or maybe it's one and the same. I don't know. Patrick says, well, what, Patrick? Pat? I mean, I think it's important if you're going to take on somebody's hospitality that you have to return the hospitality. Probably rude sometimes is what you say. It's how you say it. I agree. Now, there's a big difference in this. So we're all going to Craig's house to spend the night. And we tell Craig, hey, we landed in New Zealand, or Auckland. Is that in New Zealand? I don't know. We landed at the Sydney Amphitheater. And Craig, we're going to be at Craig's house by about 8 p.m. Now, Craig, here's what you have to understand. We appreciate you letting us all crash at your house. But we got to get up early about 7, 8 o'clock and bug out. And get out of there and go to New Zealand. Versus, hey, Greg, we're going to be at your house, and then we'll probably head off and go to the Opera House around noon or 1, right? And we tell Craig this because he's the host. Here's what we're doing. Here's our plans. And then all of a sudden, we wake up at 7 a.m. and say, sorry, we're going to bug out now because whatever. Yep, probably not even aware, so don't waste your energy. Never change. That's where I'm going at that. I'm trying to express this to others. Work around it. It's not going to change. She's not going to change. So work around it to where it doesn't affect you. When I visit my sister, I always offer to take everyone out for lunch or dinner. And that's being a good guest. Lorelai and I have a theory and a philosophy that we always give more than we take. So we go to parties, events, we clean up after ourselves, we bring more food. Now, one of the reasons we don't take a lot of food from parties is because I'm not going to eat that pancit that's been sitting out on the countertop for 6 freaking hours. Sorry, it's not coming home with us because I won't even get to my dog. I'm not eating food that's been sitting out with flies in hot weather for 8 hours. So there's a reason we don't take a lot, but we drop off more than we take. I agree with you, Pat says. You have freedom not to let it upset you. I am not saying you're upset, but yes, I know what you mean. I know. I'm not upset about it, to be honest, but I am upset about it. But I like to understand things is part of it. I like to understand, human behavior is fascinating. That's why I love serial killers. And I'm convinced my wife is a serial killer because, of her name. I think if she wasn't born in the Philippines or married to me, she'd be a serial killer. So I like human behavior. I like to know why people do the things that they do. I like to understand that. I expect 1,000 thread count sheets. Absolutely. Only 1,000. Breakfast in bed, fresh squeezed orange juice. UV lamp inspection. We carry one of those when we travel. We got one, portable one. We have a camera detector also when we travel. So, Tim says they don't want to go out for meals. They prefer home-cooked food. Well, right. And in that case, like your family, what we would do is buy some groceries. Try to do something. I've been in situations the same way. I've had people that I've known really well who said, nah, man, let's just cook some food at home. So I'm like, all right, well, let me go buy the ribs. Let's go get some ribs and blah, blah, blah. No, we got it all here. I'm like, so when I leave the next day, I'll leave like $100 on the bar and just get out. Say, slip $100 there and leave, Then they get mad at me for leaving money there, but that's all right. Yes, go to the grocery store. Yeah, do something, clean up after yourself, pitch in, be a good host. If I think we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard. And doggy, I will say this, and everybody, maybe it's um, my narcissist personality that I think people everybody needs to be trained better. I think people need to be more aware. They need to be able to read the room better than what they do. I think, and I know that's not possible. I think everybody ought to be like me, is what I'm trying to say. If you guys haven't figured that out, you need to be like me. Well, and maybe Dennis and Tim. You need to be like me. If you're like me, then you're okay. If you're not like me, then you're not okay. There's deficiencies with you. So I think everybody ought to, I don't know, be good guests, good host. And then, of course, I also believe in the 3-day rule. You should never stay with anybody for more than 3 days at all, ever. And one night is plenty for us. Tim says, I left money for my sister and she gave it to me the next time I visited. That's funny, Tim. That is funny. But I've done that. I've left money, in places, and people say, no, we don't need it, and then we've had other people who only want us to come over because we have money, or they think we have money, and they want us to go to the store and buy all the beer and the ribs, and all the food. So you get the two different sides, right? You get the one side that says, no, we just like having you here. Now don't stay too long, but we like having you here. We don't need anything. Then you get the others is like, hey, we like having you here because we need you to buy everything. So I leave the money in the bra drawer. What are you doing in somebody's bra drawer, Dennis? That's not very nice of you. Well, now, Dennis, we can jump down that rabbit hole, Dennis. Dennis, if you're at a girl's house and you feel like you need to leave some money in the bra drawer, I think that's called prostitution. I think that's a hooker. So she really didn't accidentally meet you at the bar, So just think about that a little bit. Yeah, Dave, I hear you. I couch surf and you got to do something. So, if you got to leave money behind for the girl that you went home with that night, Dennis, I only say for 2 weeks, yeah, but that's flying halfway across the world, Tim. Big difference. And I take panties apart. You swap and trade it out, huh? I got some I can sell you. New or used, Craig says. Well, Craig, we know which one he likes. Lost my signal. Pat says, no, it's a friend's house. Oh, all right. Well, just saying. Well, they're all friends, right? Aren't they all friends, Dennis? Unless you're married to them, aren't they all friends? Because if you're not married, they're all friends because you don't want to say that you're your wife because then they think they own you. So they're all friends. Pat says, I'll be right back. I got to go outside. But yeah, I think it's good to pay your own way no matter what it is. Whether it's, volunteering. But we try to do that. We try to carry our own load. And it blows my mind that there are people that don't think about that. This person was saved money because they were prevailed upon they would say, hey, we can stay in this really nice luxury house. And you guys don't have to go spend $150 a night on a hotel room. So you need to, I think you should be gracious enough to say, well, what can I do? And hey, we need to, be nice. Tim says, I help around. Yeah, I'm sure you do. The house and the garden when you go visit family. And when I go visit my brother in Texas, we volunteer to help. Lorelai tries, but my brother's very, he likes to clean things his own way, and I'm the same way, in a sense. But what I have found is I don't do any work for him. I just explain to him how to do it. I don't help with the yard. I just say, well, you need to do this, 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 and this is how you do it. So when I come back next time, I expect it all to be done. I find that works well for him. So, Pat says, I'm back. I'm back, baby. Pat, are you getting excited about going to the Philippines? I know you are. You got to be. Lost my signal. Pat's going to get a bunch of snow coming up, by the way. But it makes me, as the teacher in me, I kind of just go, well, did these people not do a good job in teaching her what's expected or how you should behave in America? That you're not entitled in America to anything. That just because you know what I mean? Is it our obligation to help people understand that they're not entitled? Or is it not? I mean, should you care, or should you say, no, look, in America, to get along, you got to go along. And if you're not, part of the solution, you are the problem. So some of these girls have inflated self-worth. And we've talked about this a lot over the years, guys. How we got a lot of girls that think what's between their legs is so valuable that that's the only thing that matters. Well, and Doggy, I think you're right. And she's not. I don't think they think they're too pretty. I think they believe what's between their legs is so powerful that they can just get away with whatever they want to get away with. They can, I can justify this because I'm a girl. I'm a girl, so therefore I can do whatever I want. Because who's going to say anything against me because I'm a girl and everybody wants me? Now, I will say this is a Filipina, so if you hadn't guessed that. And it kind of goes back to that whole entitlement thing that I told you about Lorelai's sister and her sister's friends when they got to America to teach. How when they flew from America as a group, from the Philippines to America to teach in Chicago, how they were shocked that when they walked down the streets of Chicago, nobody gave a shit. Nobody went, oh my God, they're such beautiful Filipinas. Oh my God, we want them. Oh my God, we got to have them. They were shocked that nobody spoke to them. Nobody hit on them. Nobody asked them for their phone numbers. And they've been in America 5 minutes. Just tell them to F off next time. Well, now, Craig, and this is what leads me down this journey a little bit further. I think their delusion is so grand that they would never be able to recognize that something is potentially wrong with them. So if you tell them to F off, they're going to think it's just wrong with you. So I actually kind of think instead of doing that, what you do is just take a step back, right? And so you don't invite this group to go with you. You just don't involve them anymore. And then hopefully over time they'll realize, hey, wait a minute, how come nobody likes me? Nobody invites me. Let's see. She'll probably rags mad dude, uses men, yes. Then uses to that type. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just in this girl's nature. She just thinks her shit doesn't stink. She doesn't realize that shit stinks no matter who it comes from. Doesn't matter, problem solved, that's right. Or you can say, Lorelai, my wife is doing an audio, whatever, about the thought of just let them. I can't remember the title. Maybe it's just called Just Let Them is the name of the book. Hell, I don't know. But we had to listen to it in the car the other day. She fell asleep, so I listened to the book while Lorelai, who's supposed to be listening to the book, falls asleep. Because she's supposed to be doing it, she's doing it for her job, to try to build her career up, right? And this whole solid is like, the whole theory there is just let them. Who cares, basically? Let them be who they are and why they want, and then you just focus on doing you. And I think that's really good. And what we have to do, though, is set up a situation where they can't negatively affect you by just letting them be rude and hospitable, thinking that their V card is such a valuable tool that the world will bow down and kiss their ass. Just let them, right? We just let them do that. But we have to move on and just keep going and chugging. And we can leave them in the dust and have them sit there and go, well, I wonder what happened. Why don't anybody call me anymore? Why? Because you got to think about the family that went to stay with family that brought extra guests who, so if Craig's brother was in this situation and Craig's brother brought, 12 hookers, I don't know, Craig, 12 more people, your brother wouldn't want to give a bad impression, right? So you kind of got to buffer that. Somebody has to buffer, or just don't ever invite them again and say, I get it. You're just this type of person, and you don't need to go to California with us. You don't need to go see the Opry House. Just sit at home on your couch and eat your bonbons. And I think that's something, these people are learning, and I'm trying to get through to their head. It's time to, the only way to convince somebody that the world doesn't revolve around them is by removing yourself. So, because when there's no longer anybody revolving around them, then there is no world that revolves around them. And I think the only way to get that through to somebody's head who has such of a gigantic ego that every guy in Chicago is going to want to attack me because I'm a Filipina, because my V card is so valuable, is for it not to happen. Because now all of those women know that didn't work. So, I don't know. And yes, I am making much to do about nothing. But that's what we do on the internet. We make much to do about nothing. Much to do. I don't know. But I don't like being a house guest. I don't like having house guests. I don't mind having a house guest if I'm not here. That's the interesting thing. When we went to Dallas recently, I had a friend come and stay the night and take care of Lily, an old friend. He's like in his upper 80s. He just came over, since we had better TV than him, to watch Westerns all weekend. He was happy to come watch the dog and hang out with Lily and feed her because our TV's bigger than his. We have a lot more Western channels than him. And he just had a good old time hanging out at our house watching Westerns all weekend. So I thought that worked out pretty well. And I wasn't here. Because, of course, some people are really, really good at being hospitable, and some of us aren't. I don't think I'm very hospitable. I'm like, okay, just figure it out. Whatever you need. You don't need me to help you figure out what you're doing. You're an adult. Figure it out. If you need me to hold your hands, one thing when Lorelai's sister, the first winter she was here, we let her come for Christmas break. We'll never do that again. It was like, oh my God, we had to do everything. It's like we had to jump through moons and jump over Earth just to keep her entertained for the 2 weeks that she was here. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Fred is in the house. Fred says, good morning to everybody. Everybody hello to Fred. Fred, how are you doing today? They're in the land of the Philippines. So, can you hold my hand? No. I don't hold hands with big hairy men. Sorry. No. But I don't like that. It's like, okay, what are you doing? Yeah, all right, well, you know how to get there, right? Yeah, all right, well, good. See you. President's doing great. We're doing pretty good, man. We're just hanging out. It's the day after Thanksgiving in America, as you know. I'm glad it's over. Pat saying hello to you, Fred. Good to see you. Good morning to you in the Philippines. I will shave my, mine shaved. You want to see it? Here. Dennis, close your eyes. See, I'm still halfway shaved from my pacemaker surgery. So I got spotches of hair growing all over me. So I got like a bald spot here and a bald spot here. I don't know why she shaved over here. Maybe she didn't know where the pacemaker was. So she shaves over here, but leaves the strip here, shaves over here, and I think I got a spot right here that's missing. So, maybe I'll, I don't know, look like a Bigfoot after a while. Yes, good evening, Pat, says Brother Fred in the Philippines. Doggy says, hey there, Fred. How you been, Fred? How's it going, Fred? How's your weather in the Philippines, Fred? Ours is cold, wintry, snow on Monday is what it is. More rain this weekend than turn into snow and ice. Hey, CJ, hoorah. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, yeah. Do you want a house guest, Fred? Sorry, CJ. Can everybody come stay at your house, Fred? We're all going to go stay at Craig's house in Australia. Doggy says, I'm good, dude. Remember the dog kennel? You like that? What about a dog kennel? I'm good, dude. Remember the dog kennel? You liked that? We have dog kennels for our dogs. We took our dogs to the Philippines and back. Our dog has traveled. Our dogs, one's dead now. We have wiener dogs. We had 2 of them. One's alive, one passed away this year, my dog. But we took our wiener dogs to the Philippines and back. They've been to California, to Florida, and everywhere in between. Oh, you put KK in the kennel. I got you. So you put KK the dog in the kennel. We have real kennels. If anybody needs to borrow one. Has KK settled down? She calmed down. Oh, nice, cool there on the mountain, but hot at the other house? Yes, I remember CJ. I'm still searching on how to do it. Yeah, I don't know the girl, but she's just pathetic, like a lot of internet people. And this is going to be really mean and really cruel of me. But I'm going to say something because I'm that type of guy, right? All right. When you're ugly, you have no legs to stand on to be mean and cruel or bitchy. Ugly, and this is going to get me in a lot of trouble, but I'm okay with this. Ugly women have no leg to stand on to be bitchy. And I hate to say whatever her name is, I don't really know her, but she's ugly. And just like I'm ugly, I'm an ugly guy. I have no room to stand on either. But ugly people don't have any room to stand on to be judgmental, to be bitchy, to be cranky, to be high up on a throne, looking down upon people. Why you say sorry, man? It's all good. Doggy just got blocked by KK for being in my life. See? So you got lucky and got blocked. That's good. Sorry because you got blocked. He doesn't mind. But you're not losing out. That's my point. Sometimes being blocked is you winning, because why do you want to watch somebody who is, 1, ugly, and 2, not a good person, and 3, likes to cause trouble? If she can't coexist, she's not tolerant, plus she's kind of sucky. She is sucky, she's ugly. Craig says, better, smarter fitting out in the kennel now. Yes! So, I brought this up in part to say, as a follow-up to our house guest situation, sometimes you gotta quit pumping people up. I told my wife, who's probably spying us in the background, but sometimes what we have to do is not be mean and tear people down, but we gotta stop pumping them up. For instance, if too many people blow smoke up these girls' asses on the internet to where the point where they think they're the hottest thing moving, that they're the greatest thing that ever hit the internet because they got 10 or 12 horny ass old white guys trying to hit on them. So they think, oh my God, I am the greatest thing in the world. Now, that's not a good way for them to live and to be. It's not realistic. It's not authentic. So sometimes what we have to do, we don't need to be mean to them, but we definitely don't need to puff them up. We don't need to be blowing smoke up their ass. And I told my wife this weekend. There's somebody in our world that we need to tamper down trying to make feel good about themselves. I just say the dog kennel thing to a lot of people. It's funny. If someone is mean, I say that. Put them in the dog kennel, but that's all right. Put them in timeout. That's right. Like I said, she tries to pick your own friends, and I told you in my stream to hold nothing against anyone for having friends. Craig, I'm figuring out how to do a kennel with KK in it. An AI kennel maybe, but yeah. But what we have to do, and this is truly, because when we blow smoke up people's ass, we're doing them a disservice. Being honest with people is the only way to be. It just is. It's not, and look, we get a lot of people mad at me, I say my wife and I, because I don't blow smoke up your ass. In fact, I actually have a habit of doing the opposite. So, I'm new at all this editing AI stuff. All right. You'll get there. It just takes time to play with it. Have fun with it. But the key is don't give them too much power. You take their power away by not giving them attention. Because one thing I told my grandparents many thousands of years ago about my little brother who broke out a window on their workshop. And they're like, oh my God, why would he break my window? And I'm like, well, I'll tell you why. Because any attention, negative included, is better than no attention. So he's starved for attention, so he's trying to get your attention. That's all she does. That's all people like her does. That's all the trolls do. They're just seeking attention, whether it's negative or positive. So I wouldn't give her any at all. I would pretend that she doesn't exist. It's kind of like what we do with Jack, alcoholic Jack. Jack doesn't exist. Craig says, CJ, let me get caught up here. Everyone and society is way too soft and delusional right now. I agree. I am. Reality is not allowed to be spoken. I agree with that. New the AI, true, Craig. I can barely have dialogue with her, so she's kind of useless as a live streamer. Yes. CJ, she did a stream yesterday, and it was boring because she didn't talk about any of us being blocked, okay? Who are you talking about? Craig, I don't know what her YouTube channel is, but she goes by KK something, right? I know, Pat, do you know her channel name? But her name is KK something, right? Isn't it? There's more to it on YouTube. Craig may not know who she is. Because I've never watched her live streams either. I don't watch that type of shit. Fred says, Craig, you can check it out. He has a bunch of videos pointing out to who she is and that she's a nasty being. Well, what does KK mean? Channel, right. I know KK, brother. Oh, Kitchi Kim. Is that what it is, Fred? Okay. I knew there's more to it. See, in America, KK, when I hear the KK, I think of KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, and I'm thinking, holy shit, you know? Ah, yes. She changed her name again. Well, that's maybe because she's not getting the love she once was. Changed name 24 years, 24 years in 1 year, 24 times in 1 year. Yeah, I don't like all the name changing. It drives me crazy. But a lot of these girls do it to try to resolicit followers. A lot of the channels would do this to try to go, okay, I kind of run through the 10 or 12 guys, and now no more guys are coming to my channel and giving me super chats. So here, let me kind of revamp it and do it all over again, and maybe I'll get a new group of 10 or 12 guys who will give me some super chats for a while. And then when that runs out, I'll do it again and again and again and again. Watching Warning One Fred. There you go, Craig. Thank you for doing that, Craig. I never changed mine. I haven't either. Ours has been the same since day one. But then again, I'm not a girl trying to get guys to give me money. I'm a guy trying to get guys to give me money. Big difference. Hello, Fred. Ah, okay, Craig. Craig, just so you see what she's like. And the sad thing about all of this is she's not the only one like this. There's a lot of people on the internet like her. They just are. And a lot of them intentionally do this because they want to create controversy, headache, anguish, attention. Well, I went to KK channel, Pat says, first time to listening in her channel about someone bad, as she was talking about Fred and Ian. I didn't know at the time about Brother Fred, Ian, until Brother Mike mentioned it. Yeah, which, see, now we all talk about her because she talks smack. But nobody talks shit about me. Look, here's what I'm going to say. I'm very upset. I'm very hurt. I am emotionally damaged that nobody talks shit about our channel or about me. My wife's not on her enough to talk shit about her. Plus, she would get pissed and just whoop your ass. But, you know, nobody will talk shit about me, and I'm very hurt by that. It makes me upset. It makes me sad. Well, I think she's just not a bad lady, but a pathetic lady. That's how I see it. I think she's just pathetic. As long as I've been on YouTube, she's the only bad Filipino. Oh, I've ran into a bunch. Not only Filipinas, but from other countries, including America. No, I've run in Canada, Dennis. I've ran into a bunch over the years. I have to agree with Brother Fred and Ian and Mike's channels. Good. Pat agrees with you guys. I've been around the Philippines since 2010. It's long, 25 years. See, I can do math. Yeah, 25. I had to stop and think about it a second before I start bragging about my mathematical skills. Yeah, I grew up around the Philippine community. I started hanging around the Philippine community when I was 16, 17 years old. So, been around it a long time, Fred. I understand where you're coming from. Well, she's only trouble because she wants to be trouble. I laugh at her online war. Exactly. I can't even get a war started. I can't get anybody mad at me. Shit, you know. Your channel is vindictive. Craig says, your channel is vindictive. She's e-begging scammer. There's a start for you. Happy now? Yes. Thank you. About damn time. Well, you said 2010. Oh, never mind. It's okay, Craig. It's okay. I was testing you, Fred. I was seeing if you knew the math. That's what it was. It wasn't me. I was testing to see if you knew. If you knew. Craig knew what I was doing. He knew I was testing you. I've been around Gus's. Hey, there's my good friend Gus. I've been married to Lorelei since 2014. If that tells you anything. Everybody said hello to Gus. Gus is one of the hardest working men in America, and I mean that honestly. Gus, good to see you. Good evening, my friend Gus. So everybody say hey to Gus. Gus was a victim of KK also. How come I don't get to be a victim? Shit. Damn. Nobody ever badmouths me. Gus, I'm disappointed. You got to be a victim and I didn't. Man, I tell you what. I mean, I don't know. Pat said hello to your brother Gus. We're talking about KK Gus. Hello, Pat, my brother Gus says. Yeah, I mean, you know, we've ran through a lot of YouTube channels over the years. There's been a lot of channels come and gone. You know, like Michael McFarlane and Jack and some of the other rummies, you know, and they've kind of gone to the wayside. And some of the other hustlers, men and women both. You know, the old grandpa guy who tried to pick a fight with everybody. You know, the guy from Vegas. And then the other one that was trying to get Thai hooker boys, you know. Okay, David, I'll be mad at you. Woohoo! At least somebody is. I mean, I think most people are too scared to get mad at me. They know my wife will smack them. My wife will take care of you. My wife will get you. So, you know, even Vincent, you know, we had to run Vincent off a long time ago. You know, he was one of Craig's Australian country mates, you know. But warn him, Gus, warn him. That's right. Give me a lecture, stern warning. Don't you be talking smack about me, boy. You know, but Gus, how was your Thanksgiving, by the way? The kids have a good time? A lot of eating? Oh, Fred. The big thing why it doesn't really work too well for me is because, all honesty, setting the fun aside, I think it's all humorous. You know, it was pretty good. Nice. Fred says, I'm not scared to get mad of you, but you haven't seen bad yet to get mad. Well, I'll try to do better tomorrow, Fred. I'll try to be bad tomorrow or the next day. Scotty's in the house. How's Scotty in the house, man? Happy belated Thanksgiving to you, Scotty. Everybody say hello to Scotty. Good to see you, my friend. Good to have you. No one wants to fight with you. Everybody feels bad for you. That's you should feel bad for me. Have you seen my wife? Woo, man. She will light you on fire. She will light you on fire. Everybody say hello to Scotty. Scotty, good to see you. We say that in my chat. We think it's actually funny. It is funny. It's okay with me. Pat says hello, Scotty. Put on your piss off pants. That's it. Wait, I don't have any pants on. What do you think of that? I don't have any pants on. Oh, man. Scotty, how's things going for you, my friend? What's up with you in your part of the world? How's the weather? How's the fam? So, I think we all have to take the internet. One thing I teach and I tell people is, look, the internet is not reality. It's just not. This is not reality. Everybody can be a keyboard warrior, and if you get hurt feelings about what a keyboard warrior says, then you have too thin of skin. Nobody can say anything that's going to hurt my feelings unless you're paying my bills. And the only way you can offend me if you're paying my bills is not to pay my bills. That's it. I'm out. No pants. For fuck's sake. I'm censoring myself, Dougie says. Exactly. Well, you want me to show you, Craig? I can show you. You know, or you can go to my OnlyFans page and pay the $5.99 a month fee to get to see him for free. Exactly. I take everything with a grain of salt. That's it, Gus. Man, I do the same. I just kind of roll with it. And I've been working to teach my wife, because that Spanish blood in the Philippine people and them being a little younger and them being women, they gotta, I've been trying to get my wife to take things with a better grain of salt too. So let me get the screensaver ready first. That's it. Need to, Gus, or you be in bad mood? You will. You can't take any of this personally or you will be miserable. And who wants to be miserable in life? Especially, Gus, for some of you guys who have kids, and I have a wife, but some of you guys have kids and families, and you actually like your families. So you guys don't need to take any of this shit serious. No matter what anybody says, you need to just be enjoying your lives. I guess it is real, but I like it. I encourage it. I can't get my wife to do it enough because I really like quiet time. If I could get Lorelai to be quiet for 24 hours, I'd be dancing in the streets. I would be booging, wooging, I'd be going fishing, I'd be having a good ass time, but no. Online Warriors, same as CB Rambo. I'm not for sure who CB Rambo is, but I call them keyboard warriors. Keyboard warriors. Edmund's in the house. Jesus Christ loves you. At least somebody does. Craig, duct tape helps. It does. To keep him quiet for the day, I agree. I got a lot of it, but chasing her down to get it on her is the tough one. She's kind of faster than I am. I'm old. She's a spring chicken. She can outrun me. So, or do you mean just locking her in the bedroom and duct taping the door shut so she can't get out? So, now I encourage, tempo. I think it's great. I think everybody ought to take advantage of it when you can get it. But I like duct tape though, Craig. Duct tape's a good thing. Oh, I got you. CB, like in Citizen Band Radio. Rambo is a trucker that talks crap all the time. But they will never say where they're at because they know they'll get their ass whooped. One of those, yeah. Well, nowadays, they're not a CB Rambo. They're a illegal alien Rambo. Or what do they call them? The flip-flop warrior? Flip-flop truckers, who are taking baths at the fuel pumps. Yes, I'm familiar with that. I used to manage a truck stop back 20,000 years ago when I was a young kid. I can get her in a dog cage. I'm a smooth talker. Well, are you sure? Make one mistake and people don't remember the hundreds of times you have been right. Don't matter. You got that right. Yeah, especially women, Tim. Why is it that women remember everything we did wrong forever, everything that we ever said, but they don't remember all the good stuff? Women are the worst. Women will remember something that you said 45 years ago. Oh, yeah, I remember 45 years ago, on a Thursday at 3 o'clock, you said that girl was pretty. Huh? What? Well, nowadays, a lot of immigrants, not as many as there was about 6 months ago. They're taking them off the streets left and right. Tim, that is true from Fred. So yeah, they're taking a lot of them off. And they will bring it up 15 years later. Yeah. I'm like, what? What in the hell are you talking about? Well, you remember? I'm like, no, I don't remember. I barely remember yesterday. Because we have different priorities as men. We're happy to survive today. We don't worry so much about yesterday. We're always looking forward to tomorrow and not worrying about the past because we know you can't do anything about the past. Men are smart enough to know we can't do nothing about the past, so we got to focus on the future. But they will, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I know people that have been married for 50 years. It's like we were down at my brother's house. visiting. They've been married 30, I think right at 30 years. And she was bringing up shit that, from 28 years ago in their marriage. And he's like, I get it. Lorelai does that, and I just sit there and play dumb. The good thing is this, Tim, everybody, Fred, Gus, my brain is squishy from the coma. The coma that I was in kind of really did give me squishy brain syndrome. So I use it to my advantage. I'm like, no, I don't remember that at all. Was that pre-coma or after coma? No, sorry. You said I was going to buy you. What? No, I don't remember that. What are you talking about? I'm confused. So. I'm only think about 3 o'clock San Mig light time. There you go. I like the red horse, not the San Mig. Focus on the moment in your life. That's all you can truly control. And it is this moment. We can try to plan and execute a future, but we can't control it. Well, there's Lynn's in the house. Hey, sorry, I had to switch phones. We figured that. Scotty had to switch phones. His phone went. Good to have you. Hope everybody is doing well. We're doing good. Did you do anything for Thanksgiving? I know you're in the Philippines, but did you have anything good besides tuna and lumpia? No, comprehende. That's what I'm like, I don't know. I've gotten really good at playing dumb because Lorelai feels sorry because she knows I got a squishy brain from being in the coma, right? And I really do, but it doesn't really, I malfunction in other ways. But I hope she's not listening because now I'm telling my secret. I'm battling gout, so nothing good. Ugh. Yes, so nothing salty, right? Is that right? I'm just curious because I don't know that much about it, but nothing salty or fatty, right? Sharp Mind Dave, yes. I had one once. What's up, Gus? That's it. What's up, man? From Greg. So, yeah, it's okay to play dumb. Smart people know when to listen and say nothing, and dumb people just run off at the mouth, which is what I do a lot of. I like to run off of the mouth, Lorelai, and you guys all know this, but Lorelai says I could talk to my chalkboard for 3 hours. I don't even need students in the classroom. No red meat, no fish, no chicken, no protein, huh? Yeah, I couldn't remember. I remember now red meat. We had a friend of my brother's who's dead. They're all dead. That got gout really bad every time he ate red meat. So no fish, no chicken, no red meat. So can you eat pork? Is pork the other white meat? Craig says, does it answer you? Yes. Mac and cheese is my friend. Oh, I like mac and cheese. Put some bacon in it. Maybe, some bacon in the mac and cheese. Man, you're talking about some good eating there. Pork sausage, is really good in Italian sausage is really good in mac and cheese too, by the way. Like Kenny Rogers said, know when to hold 'em and know when to fold 'em. That's right. Know when to speak up and know when to shut up. President's got to go now. Well, we'll see you again. Have a good night, good afternoon, wherever the hell you're at. I'm going to have another beer and enjoy my afternoon, so thank you kindly. Fred, good to see you. No soft drinks either. Jeez. Fred, take care. Everybody saying goodbye to Fred. Poor old Scotty can't have soft drinks either. Man, that sucks. Well, there's a lot of good things in the Philippines to drink that aren't soft drinks. That's the only good thing. The Philippines has a lot of good drinks in there. All the C2 stuff, man, I love that shit. I love the C2 drinks. My God, do I love that. It's too sugary, but I can drink that stuff by the gallons. Fred says, you guys take care. Also, well, do it. Craig says, see you, Fred. Scotty says, bye you, Fred. So that's good, you don't want to drink the tap water. That's the other, I guess, Bottled water, maybe some tea. C2 is good. Gatorade. I drink a lot of Gatorade in the Philippines. By Fred from Gus. So, Scotty, I can drink the tea, C2. I love the C2 stuff. I like the apple and the lemon. The apple's a little sweet for me, but I really like the lemon, but the apple, I like the C2 shit. It's expensive in America, though. How about some coconut wine? Yes. Break open the coconut wine. What's the Filipino name for coconut wine? And I'm not talking about buko like coconut, but there's a name for it, right? Some of you guys might know. What is C2? Tuba. Good. See, you don't know what C2 is, Craig? Let me pull a picture up and I'll show you. Because I don't have any bottles here because I consumed them all. In America, here, Craig, I'll show you. Once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what we're talking about. See here? It's those drinks. That's what it is. Does that ring a bell with you now? The apple and lemon too? Yeah, that's what I like. Is it the soda, the fizz, the carbonation causes that? I didn't know that. You never seen it before, Craig? As much as you've been in and around the Philippines? It's really good. It's non-carbonated. It's kind of like the Lipton tea that I drink. I don't have any in here. I drink Lipton tea a lot in the can. It's real similar to that. It's basically just a non-carbonated tea base with a flavor, apple flavor, lemon flavor. In the Philippines, it's really cheap. In America, you know, like one 12-ounce bottle in America is like $2.99. Or I'm too old to remember. Well, you're going to have to get your niece when she comes over to bring you a bottle of C2. Tell her to pack it in her luggage. Tim says, I told my girlfriend the first time she gives me Tempo, it will be the last time I get it from her. And that's why you two live differently, or you live separately. See, Tim's smart. Tim lives in his own place. Girlfriend lives over here. If the girlfriend's going to have Tempo, she just knows to stay in her own house and not to come visit Tim that day. But Lorelai and I live together. And our house ain't that big. Nestle tea is real good too. Yes, Nestle. The one we drink a lot here is Lipton. And I really like it. Lipton Brisk iced tea. That's what I drink a lot of. Low sugar, low calorie, no carbonation. Twisted tea sounds better. Yes. Have you ever had twisted tea? I didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of boring, you know? I thought, well, this is kind of boring, you know, not exciting. Twisted iced tea. But the C2 stuff is really good. I mean it. I like it. I like it a lot. It's just too damn expensive to buy here. Especially when you can just... There's some... We have a brand of apple juice that's sold here. And it's really good apple juice. It's organic apple juice. There's nothing in it but apple juice. It's really good. But it costs like $5 for a little bitty bottle. And I can take that whole bottle and drink it in a swig. Water under the bridge is long gone, so no need to worry about it, Tim says. There you go. I can't drink out of cans because I'm allergic to nickel. I don't like drinking out of cans, but I can't get the Lipton Brisk iced tea in anything but cans. I wish they would make it in a bottle, you know, like the C2 or Gatorade bottle, but they don't. It only comes in a can or a 2-liter bottle. And at Sam's Club, we buy the the big old 36 case pack for like 40 cents a can. And that's what we buy. If I buy the 2 liter, you can't buy the 2 liters at Sam's, and they run like $2.59 at Walmart. So it doesn't make mathematical sense. But I don't like to drink out of cans either. I'm more of a bottle drinker too. Nice to see if you can get a tall boy of Twisted Tea and get a big straw, bro. It is good. I've had the Twisted Tea. I just kind of found it boring, you know. I don't know. But I don't drink a lot anymore because I'm not a young man, you know. I don't have to date ugly girls, so I don't need to drink a lot. But I'll tell you, doggy, I don't know if you're into this, but the women folk around us, they like a brand of wine called Stella Rose. If you want to get women drunk, buy them Stella Rose wine. It comes in all kinds of different flavors like mango and tropical and blueberry and strawberry, watermelon, lemon, lime. Man, it is so good that I can drink it out of the bottle straight. Like it's like Kool-Aid. But the girls all love it. They like to drink that stuff because it goes down real smooth. It's called Stella Rose. It's about $11 a bottle, so it's not expensive. Just bored of beer, so I grab a few. I get that. I get bored of beer too. I really do. I don't drink as much alcohol in the winter because I don't like to be cold, so I don't want to drink cold drinks. I drink everything room temperature during the winter. And then during the summer, I drink beer or wine coolers or whatever they're called because it's hot out. Alcohol is real bad for gout. I didn't know that, but that makes sense because my brother's friend was also a big drinker when he ate red meat. So, okay, that makes sense. Rose Champagne. Yeah, this is just a brand of wine called Stella Rose. But if you don't, I don't like wine because I can smell the vinegar. I have a thing about vinegar. And I don't care how good the wine is, I can smell vinegar in it, and I don't like it. But Stella Rose, I don't think is real wine, you know? And yeah, Rose Champagne maybe. But it is really good. I'm telling you, the Filipinos, they can pack that shit away now. And I'm talking about big glass after big glass. They like it. They like it. They like it. It's so smooth. Because, you know, they don't like margaritas. They don't like the harsh stuff. Craig, if you're there, I don't know what they drink in Australia, what the girls there drink. Tim is saying hello. Stella Rose. I like it though. Let me get back over here where we're at. There we go. Get caught up. Switched over. I got sick on Boone's Farm wine, yes, when I was a kid. Now I can't smell them. Yeah. Well, I got sick on vinegar when I was a teenager. Vinegar would make me sick, and so I smell vinegar in everything. If it has vinegar in it, I can smell it. So I've kind of been exposed the same way. Pat, you know, my fiance got the shine. No, he doesn't got any moonshine. He may say he does, doggy, but, you know. Pink Moscato. All right. I drink some sweet Moscato. It's 9%. Wow. You can go to the liquor store and buy any better, just as good as moonshine as anything. So, yeah, when I was in high school, I was down partying at the university, and God, I drank so much vodka in one night that I got so drunk and wasted. It was just unbelievable. And I didn't touch vodka for, well, shit, I don't know. Well, until now. I don't really drink anything with vodka in it now. So I understand, man. I mean, I got some rot gut vodka and I drink a lot of it, and more than any human should. And uh, we got Pudgy didn't drink or drunk. I don't. It's Greg. It's Doggy. Craig did it. Scotty did it. I didn't do it. It was Pat's fault, Lorelai. See, Lorelai's spying on us. I won the bet. That's when I was a kid. When I was a kid, about 16, 17 years old. I was down at the university hanging out with a bunch of other people. Man, but to this day, I don't want to drink vodka, you know, or tequila, really. I don't like tequila either. We got drunk on tequila about the same time, same year, and I accidentally took somebody's payphone home with me. I found it in the back of the car. So that wasn't a good night. Or maybe it was a good night. I don't know. I got a free payphone. Yeah, you know. So yeah, don't do that. Don't be like me. Thank you for that, Doggy. Me too. I only like you. Aw, you're so sweet. I quit drinking 20-something years ago, Scotty says. Where's your wife? My wife is in the chat, Kenesha. She's listening to you right now. Yeah, we don't drink a lot at this house, to be honest. We have liquor here, but I like the Guinness, as I've said, and I like Red Horse beer, but we don't, Lorelai doesn't drink, but maybe a smidgen a year. And I don't really drink probably more than 6 to 12 drinks in a year. So we're not big drinkers. They also like the Red Horse. Yes, they do. They do. They do. Filipino women like beer. I agree. It surprises me how much Filipino women like to drink beer. American women don't seem to like to drink beer that much. I'm in the office working, but it's slow. How are you doing, lady? Kenesha says to Lorelai. I'm on the train, bro, waiting for my last stop. Nice. I'm on the train waiting for my last stop. Well, it's better than being on the bus. So, but we don't drink a lot at this house. We really don't. One, I just don't see the need. I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm ready for some Red Horse beer in the Philippines and Jack Daniels. That's the man when I go to the Philippines. It's funny, they share a bottle all the time. Scott says, yes. It is funny, right? Rest in peace, Doggy. That's right. He's going to survive, man. He's not going to get off that train. He's going to ride that train. He's going to be all right. Yeah, it's hard to find Red Horse in America. You can buy Red Horse at the seafood cities in Vegas, Chicago, California, Houston. But there's not many places to buy Red Horse in America. Those are the only places you can buy it. Me! Who is Doggy? Doggy says it's me. Me, Kenesha. Me. I'm Doggy. I'm over here. Look. Look, I'm the handsome one with the hat and the little circle by my name. Sharing bottles of beer is boosting their immune systems. There you go. There you go. Let's spread them germs. You know, there's not enough alcohol in beer to kill germs. So Lorelai may be onto something. You got to spread them there germs. You know, if you drink the vodka straight out of the bottle, it may kill the germs, but the beer won't do it. Beer won't do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So, hard to drink when wearing a mask. Yeah. Well, back in my teaching days at OSHA, I got a picture somewhere on my computer here. What you do Scotty, is you take the mask, and I don't have an N95 respirator with me, but you basically just cut a hole in it right here so that you can get the bottle in there. That's what you do. I got pictures of people, like welders and some other people in high dust areas, that would cut a little hole and stick their cigarettes in there. They'd be smoking, through their... I got pictures. Craig's got a point. So that's why they have many boyfriends too. For the immunity, to build their immunity, right? Hard to drink when wearing a mask. Use straws. That's it. I've been drinking for 4 years and I really haven't had a cold. Or if you had, you didn't know it because nobody cared, right? Like for a real man. Like, what the? Yes. But yeah, I was an old safety guy, and we have a lot of mask pictures of people wearing these masks that they've altered, which renders them invalid. So, no good. But they got a way to smoke. And they're usually in a high flammable area. And if you ever got to wonder why women live longer than men, just ask. I'll send you a PowerPoint presentation of pictures of why women live longer than men. There's a certain province that are making everyone wear... Oh, really? I didn't know that. Wow. Really? Are they doing the checkpoints again, Scotty? Or they, if you don't, you got to, I've seen some guys driving a propane tank and he was smoking a cigarette. Yes. In my city. All right. Yeah. Well, not advised. And it's actually not legal either. Not lawful. And it's probably against company policy, but I know it's against DOT policy. That's every Friday night, right? The mask? Yes. Are they doing it? Maybe they're wearing body mask on Walking Street in Angeles City now. I'm living on the edge. You're the man, the myth, the legend, doggy. Living on the edge. Isn't that a Bo Johnby song? Bo Johnby? What's his name? Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi. Isn't that a Bon Jovi song? Or is that living on a prayer? Well, and if you're married, you're doing both. You're living on the edge and living on a prayer. Cebu just passed a law of how to dress. Guys can't go shirtless, neither can women. Damn. Well, with the good comes the bad, With the good comes the bad. It's good that the men need to wear shirts, but bad that the women, have to. So, no, the propane driver, he's really adrenaline junkie. There you go. Yeah, maybe he's living on the edge. Yeah, he's driving. He's going to challenge fate. He's going to make it happen. He's living on the edge, living on a prayer, right? That's what the song is, living on a prayer, right? Wow, that's crazy. No shorts, no short shorts either. Sorry. Oh, well. I'm married, so it really doesn't matter, Scotty. Are they really? I know, they did the whole thing about flip-flops and motor scooters. I could see where, if the Philippines truly wanted to improve their image globally, that there are a lot of things they could do. Now, I guess I don't care if people don't wear shirts outside, but I do want them to wear them in restaurants and at the mall, Yep, this is real. I believe you, but I really, because we're from the Cebu, right? So I would be happy to know that everybody needs to wear their shirts in the mall. I think that's a good thing. Outside, I could give a crap because it's so hot. But in the mall and at the restaurants, yeah, I'm okay with that. They say nothing sexy. There you go. Well, some of us, whether we're wearing a shirt or not, are just plain ass sexy, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Some of us just radiate, magnetism or whatever those words are. I can't remember. It's open for interpretation. It is indeed. Well, look, and I'll tell you, and we've talked about this a lot over the years, is I am a fat guy, so I can talk about fat people. Maybe the Philippines should concentrate on having a stable power grid so they can manufacture without brownouts, limiting the production and quality of life. Yeah, that's too easy. That's too easy. Forget the power grid, just clean water would be a godsend. Forget the power grid, just give them clean water that they could drink. That would be a good thing. That would be a good thing. But, Scotty, as a fat guy, look, I say all the time that fat people shouldn't wear spandex. In America, it's an epidemic. And good thing you haven't been here in a good year because, it's like gotten worse. Everywhere you go, there's some 400-pound girl wearing spandex. And she thinks she's sexy. But there's nothing sexy about that. I'm just saying. No mask on the walking street. All right. Do they hand out condoms at least? We don't have brownouts where we live. Oh, really? That's good. That is good. Scott, that's really good. We have brownouts all the time. That is really good. Yeah, I think the Philippines could be a great... Well, we've talked about this 500 million times about how to improve the Philippines. Electricity would be good, but, the thing to think about is if they improve the power grid, if they did improve the power grid in the Philippines, what that means, the cost would skyrocket. And why they don't improve it, because people wouldn't be able to afford it. And people would just go without it. You don't flood where you're at either. That's good. That's good. So is the weather, I think overall, Tim and Scotty and everybody in the Philippines, it seems like the weather patterns have settled down in the Philippines now. Earthquakes have settled down. Their typhoons have settled down, right? So everything seems to be settling down. I know from Lorelai talking to her friends in Cebu that, they're still struggling from the cleanup, but at least things have started to settle down somewhat. I'm trying to get back to normal. We got friends that are still out of work because everything's shut down. But fair enough, you like that? Yeah. I mean, that's why there's no incentive to do it, to make it better. Another tropical storm's on its way? Okay. I think the best thing you can give anybody in the world is good, clean, fresh water. I think if you can provide water, coulda, woulda, that's it. Yeah, that's it, doggy, right? But you kind of get used to it. I mean, it sucks. It's hard to get used to, but you can get used to the ebb and flow. That's why their malls are so big and everybody goes to the malls. And in some places, I think Tim has talked about this in the past and others, that if they get a scheduled brownout, well, you go hang out at the mall for the day. It's like, all right, you're going to have a brownout between 8 and 5 o'clock on Thursday, so everybody goes to the mall between 8 and 5 on Thursday. And maybe it's a way to drive business to the mall. Maybe that's the secret. Hey, the power company is working with the people that own SM malls. Say, look, we need more business. So let's plan to have a brownout on Thursday so everybody will come to the mall and spend more money. It is scheduled. There are some that are, some are not, without question. But a lot of times they are scheduled. Which is kind of weird, right? I'm going to schedule to turn your power off on Thursday, for 12 hours. It's because they're trying to reduce the load on the system. Rolling brownouts. So at least it's not a blackout. But maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe the owners of the malls are going, look, hey, buddy, electric company friend, we need to drum up some business. So why don't you have a power outage and send everybody to the mall? There have been 20 months and never had a scheduled brownouts or had a brown. Nice. You're in a good place then, Scotty. I'm telling you. Doggy says, man, I am in Massachusetts, which is your first mistake. Middle of winter, which is your second mistake. 3 days, no power due to snowstorm. That's your fourth mistake. I don't know why anybody would live there. I can't even stand to live where I live. Why would anybody choose to live where that can happen? Why would you choose to live in North Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, New York, Buffalo? Why would people choose to live there? Abandon those cities and move south. It's okay. We got room. You know, no storms for Tim. Nice. That's good. Yeah. I just don't know why people stay there. Sanders is in the house. Oh, Tate Sanders. Hello, Father. Hello, Father. Biggest problem where we live is there's nothing to do without going 30 minutes away. Yes. Well, where we lived in the Philippines, everything was 30 minutes away, even though we could see it with our eyeball. We could see them all, but it'd take you 30 minutes to get there. Summer's nice, but yeah, you know, 10 negative, yeah. Doggy, pack your bags and move south, man. Don't do that to yourself. You're getting too old. Buffalo has a lot of great food. What? Buffalo wings? Yeah, but who would want to live there? I mean, you know, what do they get? 20 to 30 feet of snow every year? Hello? That's not normal. That's not right in the head. You know, I even feel sorry for Dennis who lives in Canada, but he goes down south for half the year. Winter, summer, yes. I know, but I just don't get it. We grew up in Illinois and Chicago, and I have no desire to go 1 mile north of where we're at. In fact, I want to go much further south. I'm just saying, I can't handle the cold weather. The older you get, the cold weather is your enemy. It just is. You don't warm up as easily. You don't tolerate the pain, the agony as easily. Great food. I didn't know Buffalo had any food at all. I figured they just ate snow year round. You know, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, we're going to get snow on Monday here, a few flakes. And I promise you, I'll be bitching and complaining about it. So, Sanders, Scotty, Doggy, what are we going to do? Alabama gets cold and snow. It does. And we're looking at moving to southern Alabama. But the difference for me is it's a much shorter window. So versus being 4 months, it's 3 months. 4 months versus 30 days in Alabama, 4 months where we're at. Supposed to get 2 feet of snow in your hometown. See, that's just crazy. It's subject to where people live, persons live. Yeah, I know. I just like to complain about it because I can. Craig is saying, did you see that birthdays are good for your health? Craig. You know what book I'm going to read next, Craig? I think I'm going to try to get it on Amazon, and I'm going to put it on the Audible list. Audiobooks. I don't know what the hell that app is called, but whatever that app is called where you can listen to books. I think I'm gonna download The Chariot of the Gods. More birthdays you have, the longer you live. Yeah, Craig. Yeah. The pizza places are still delivering. Oh, in the snow? Yeah. Laugh. Yeah. Me too. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What happens if you don't acknowledge your birthday? Does that mean you don't live as long if you don't acknowledge? The way I look at it, I could live in Michigan with snow and sometimes tornadoes down south with lots of tornadoes and hurricanes. Yeah. Yeah, wherever you live, you're going to have problems. The Philippines is earthquakes and typhoons. Where we live is tornadoes and heat and some snow and ice. Alabama, southern Alabama, there's a little bit of winter and some hurricanes. Up in Massachusetts and New York is this freaking snow and storms and all the crazy people. Eric Von Dickin, that's it, Tim. That's right. I've never read his book, but I think I'm going to read his book. I think I'm going to download it to Audible books. They should pay me for saying their name. I think I'm going to download it. I got to find a couple books for Lorelei, and I think I'm going to download it and listen to it. Doggy says, Mass ain't known for tornadoes, but that funnel cloud was scary. Don't forget the volcano. Oh, yeah, the volcanoes. Yeah, I forgot about the volcanoes. If you don't acknowledge your birthday, it means that you are a sad person and not happy where you're at inside. Lorelei. Not either. That's not very nice, Lorelei. A lot of people don't acknowledge their birthday because they don't want to have to confront the fact that they're aging. And for a lot of us, because she's pointing at me, Lorelei's pointing her finger at me because I don't really care for birthdays. I don't care about birthdays. 8 volcanoes erupted in the last 72 hours. Makes you think. Scotty says, have to go. Have a great one, guys. Scotty, good to see you, buddy. Stay safe. We appreciate you as always. Everybody say goodbye to Scotty. Everybody say bye-bye, Scotty. And no beam me up Scotty jokes, by the way. It does make you think, though. What does it make you think about, Craig? Grilling hot dogs or what? What does it make you think about? Hot dogs? Hot dogs over the coals? Makes me think, too. We have volcanoes in America, but not many and not very active. See ya, Scotty. Bye. So, yeah, there's bad and good everywhere you live. It just is. But Craig, did you ever read that book, though? Did you ever read his book? I see it a lot talked about. I think I want to finally read it myself. How old are you? 64. What the hell? Are you drunk? Doggy, are you crazy? Do I look 64 to you? What in the hell's wrong with you, boy? Shit, I'm 65. Get it right, man. I only had one birthday, all the rest are anniversaries of that day, Lorelei. Did you see what Tim says? Tim is correct. Lorelei, you apologize to Tim right now. Tim is correct. I like that. Yeah, 3 Atlas, 1 pole ship. Something's happening, maybe. Yeah, I do think it, the planet goes through these cycles where, you got to reset the plates. I believe this. I think it happens, on a regular basis. I don't think it's global warming. I do think the planet does this. Tim is a good guy and a happy guy. He is a good guy and happy. That's a way to save face, Lorelei. What better, your 69th birthday or your 88th birthday? 69th or 88th? What's better, your 69th or your 88th? I'll be shocked if I make it to either one. I would say the 88th. 88th. I think it would be the 80th. I don't know. I'm shocked I'm as old as I am. What a good number, Craig. That's right. What about your 600 or 6,988th? What about that? Are people living longer today? Or do we not? Or do we just keep track of it better today? I saw this the other day where there's a school of thought going, well, people really aren't living any longer today. We're just now keeping track of it better. That 200-300 years ago, people were living, there's people living really long times too, but there's no record. Correct, 88th, because you have been eaten twice. Oh, Craig. What are we gonna do with you, Craig? And think, I tell everybody how good Australian man you are. You know, Bible says biblical figures 2 to 4. Not, yeah, I agree. I know that's what it says. I don't know if I agree with that, but I agree that's what it says. Now I do believe, yeah, it's like, okay, so maybe it's not biggest deal as we think to live to be 100. I do think Lorelai and I both agree about giants. Lorelai thinks a lot more about giants than I. Well, and I think it's all about how you measure time. You know, you got to remember, maybe they didn't measure time the same way. I'll be good when I turn 60 to get my 401k, no tax, 59 and a half, correct. That's right. Well, you still got to pay tax. You just don't have to pay a temp penalty. Anything before 59 and a half, you got to pay tax plus a 10% penalty. When you're 59 and a half, you get it, but you still got to pay tax. Unless something changes. Nisha's in the house. Hello, Nisha. Everybody say hello to my good friend, Nisha. How are you? What's going on in your part of the world? We haven't seen you in a while. We hope you're doing great. Lorelai is right above you. She's hanging out in the background, spying on us, Nisha. Doing pretty good. We just had Thanksgiving in America yesterday. So today's the day after that. We had turkey. Hello, Nisha. Tim says, Dennis is around somewhere, Nisha. Craig, hey, Nisha. Lorelai said hello to Nisha. Lorelai is working, Nisha, but she's hanging out in the background. Hello, Nisha from Pat. Lorelai says, hello, pretty lady. Nisha's the Indian Einstein, the goddess from India. We like Nisha. Nisha's good. Smart young lady. Very smart. Unlike the guys that's on here. Please not. Yes. I would have, we had Thanksgiving. Lorelai ate turkey and cake. I got to eat rice. That's all I got was 1 grain of rice. No. We had all the normal stuff in America. Horrible, fatty, salty foods. Pat, what did you guys do? Pat, did you have a bunch of people over for Thanksgiving? Ooh! Nisha, don't pay any attention to Craig. He says, not that smart. She's here on your channel. I know where Craig was going with that. Like, she can't be that smart if she's coming to your channel. But then what does that say about you, Craig? Because you're here. Dennis was here earlier. Oh, it's right here. I took it off earlier because the heater, my heater is right above my head. So when the thingy kicks on, it blows hot air in my head. So I'm in the office, and when it does that, I had to eat 4 slices of pumpkin pie. Tim says, man, you had to eat it, did you? We didn't eat any pumpkin pie. We got one free or part of our big dinner, but I put it in the freezer. I am stuffed, Craig says. Yes, you are. You're going to be stuffed. Well, what does that make you, Craig? See, Nisha's sharper than you think. So how are things going for you, Nisha? School? Are you in school at this time? What's going on in your world? Yeah, thought I'd have the AC on. Well, it's 49 degrees outside. No, we got the heater on. My feet are cold, but I don't want to put my socks on yet. I'm a grumpy old man who's frustrated with the world and don't understand anything anymore, Nisha. Nisha's at home early in the morning. She's got 15 minutes to put up with us. Then she's going to go to school and be enlightened. See, she's smart one. She's still in school, Lorelai. I've been trying to get Lorelai to go back to school, Nisha, so that she can become like a person who makes $500 million a year and I can buy more toys. Blazing summers, yes, I can't tell my friend Ray is in San Antonio. Just thinking of those blazing summers. Yeah, but you get used to those, you know. And, well, San Antonio is a little hotter. I agree. You got to live by the beach, by the water, so you can get a cool breeze during the heat. And you can buy that beach house. I know. Nisha, here's what's shocking, and I'm still shocked by this. I've been asking for $5 million for a good year so that I can buy Lorelai a beach house. And still yet, nobody's given me $5 million. I'm really shocked. I'm starting to be offended. She's a smart one. Lorelai says, check what I got from my Xmas gift. Oh yeah, Lorelai got an Xmas gift. Christmas gift. How is she going to check what you got? How can she check what you got? You could send her a picture of it, I guess. San Antonio is nice. It is nice. But I don't know if it's hot, but I don't know how bad the summers are there. I don't know if they get a lot of breeze. Is there any mountains around there? I'm unboxing it on Christmas Day. Nisha, Lorelai is going to open up her Christmas gift on Christmas Day, which only makes sense because it's a Christmas gift. We bought it in Dallas a couple weeks ago. Dallas, Texas. Be a universal basic income paid in tokens with expiry date by the time Nisha finishes. Yes! See, Nisha's smart. Lorelai, she's like, look, if you haven't opened it yet, how can I see what it is? That's what I was saying. Maybe she'll send you a picture of it, Nisha. You know, you girls will like it. All the girls seem to like it. You know, I got socks. I got everything I need and want. I do. It gets up to about 100 degrees. Okay. Well, it gets to be 100 and 105 here where we're at. I mean, we get some really hot weather here. We get a couple of weeks, you know, pushing the 100, 105 degrees. And usually the winds die down during that time. I'm okay no matter how hot it is. Well, as long as we got a breeze, I like that. I want to live where there's a breeze. The box will give you an idea. Well, it's useful at least, I hope, Nisha says. Yep. Useful for an investment, Lorelai laughs out loud because she knows that's BS. In Mass, we only get a few days over 100. What the key is for us in Arkansas is, what the bad thing is this. The temp is all over the place. I like a temp that is steady. You have made a short video of it. Well, she made me take a lot of videos when she was buying it, Nisha. So when we were at the store, I had to take like 50 million videos of her buying it. So she has lots of videos of her buying it, but not opening it yet. I didn't look that much, so I am still thrilled to open the box. That's right, she'll have a surprise. She's going to get a real surprise when she opened it because she's left it in my care. She may open it up and find out it's not there. Might be something totally different in that box than what she thinks is in that box. Because that's the way Christmas surprises are. You just never know. I just posted it inside the paper bag. Check my Facebook page. Greg Bear says, snakes. That's right. I'm going to put some snakes in there. Or some hamsters. David is not good on taking the video. Oh, hurt my feelings, will you? Oh, Nisha deleted her Facebook. Aw, that's understandable. Facebook is overrated. Tim is laughing at all of it. I told him the video when I... Nisha, if you're watching, I can show you the picture, I guess, maybe. I told him the video when I'm paying on it, and he took an ugly picture of me. Oh. Where's our Facebook page? All right, Nisha, I'm going to do you a favor because I like you. Let me see if I can find a picture. All right, I'm going to move the camera so you, Nisha, you can see what Lorelai's talking about. Maybe. I don't take ugly pictures, by the way. I take really good pictures. I take pictures of how life really is when it happens. Let me get back over here. Oh, I think I'm leaning. It's a bag. Yeah, I saw your phone last night, and it's not a good one video either. Oh, it is nonsense too. Lots of people buying fake one of those. That's why I'm making sure mine is authentic. It's a bag. Yes, it's a paper bag. That's not the purse. Look like those in the picture. It's a sling bag. Like Sling Blade, but Sling Blade, I doubt that will get a gift from anyone. I doubt that I will get a gift from anybody this year. You know, you never know. Maybe your girlfriend will buy one. Or your driver, you know. Maybe your sister will send you something. Pat's laughing at that and saying, yes, I reveal it in Xmas. That's right. Lorelai will show more, be more. I'm really happy about what I'm getting for Christmas. I'm getting a purple pillow to go on my back when I drive her car. I'm very excited. Because we have a purple mattress and we really like it. So now we're getting a purple mattress to put behind my back so when I drive. I'm going to take a long time then. Well, Nisha, the good and the bad is it's very good quality. It costs a lot of money, but it is good quality. And it makes Lorelai happy. She's worked very hard for many years. So it's a good reward for her to show her that, you know, when you make money, you can buy good things. When you work hard and make money, you can do things. So. But I'm getting a pillow. Yeah, they're expensive. Really expensive. I don't really need any gifts for me. I'm used to it. I don't, you know, really want anything myself either, Tim. I'm just, you know, we get everything we want, you know, to be honest. If we want something, we just kind of budget it and go buy it. So nothing has to be, you know what I mean? When you get older, you just kind of go, well, you know. Lorelai says, the value of what you purchase keeps increasing over time, every time. Really expensive. It's you could feed a small army. But Tim, I'm with you. I'm with you. You know, Pat agrees with us, Tim. Doggy, I want a bag of that good bag. You want the good green stuff? Well, I haven't seen Robin in a little bit. Galactic Gaming. And I haven't seen Meme in a little bit either. There's a lot of bag. Well, up where you live, it probably doesn't have a very long growing season, does it? So, you know, is it legal? Is marijuana legal in Massachusetts? Everyone here cannot afford to buy. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're talking about in the Philippines, Tim, and I get that, and that's why giving gifts in the Philippines is not a big deal. If you get together, you do food. You know, a lot of people, you know, if they can provide food, it's a big deal, and that's why we do the Rice for Life thing. But in general, when you come from a third world country like that and poverty so much, just the gift of being able to feed your family a nice meal, I mean, a really nice meal once in a while, is a big deal. Pat says he hasn't seen Patricia in a while. I haven't either. They're in Cebu. She's in Cebu. I haven't either. I think I haven't seen Tita Marie since I told her that her singing sucked. But I think they're on a cruise or something this winter. So, but... Doggy says, I have 5 months to grow, but grow the baby in a nursery it's legal. Okay. Are you missing her, Pat? Nisha says. Well, she's a nice lady. She's I don't know, what, 40 years old, has an adult child. She's a nice lady. So, I think Pat has a girlfriend right now, Nisha, or online interest anyway. Pat says, yeah, I like her. Pat likes everybody, though. Pat's a good guy. He likes everybody. But, yeah, I think, you know, she's in Cebu, so she's probably busy trying to get through Cebu. You know, the bad weather, the floods, probably just trying to deal with life, you know what I mean? And then I think Tita Marie, who hasn't been around in a while, I think they were going on a cruise or something, and then they were going to, because they're in Canada, they were going to be vacating Canada for the winter. So everybody but Dennis is running away from Canada. So they're all flooding to America. Those dang Canadians want to come to America. So even their whiskey is coming to America. Nisha, it was good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. I really am. Lorelai and I discuss you once in a while. We're glad you're doing well. Stay well at school. Check in with us. Look around once in a while to see if we're online. We appreciate you. Everybody say goodbye to Nisha. Everybody say goodbye and say good luck at school today. Have a fantastic day or night, wherever, whatever time it is, wherever you people are at. Goodbye, Nisha from Craig. Nisha's a good one. She's going to be an outstanding human being. You know, she's going to be one of those people that are truly a good, outstanding human being. Good to see you, Nisha. Take care, Nisha. So, I forgot. What were we talking about? I don't know what we were talking about. How cold it is. That's all. I like to complain about the cold weather. I should see what is for lunch today. You should. Maybe you have any leftovers from your Thanksgiving? I'm going to probably have a little bit more dressing when I go to bed. And that's about it. So, before it gets too salty. Because like I said, American food, the longer it sits around, the saltier it gets. And I don't understand that. I don't understand the science behind how things get saltier the more it sits. I don't understand that. And I'm sure there's science behind it. And maybe if I ever cared enough, I would Google it. But there has to be a reason why when things sit, they get saltier. When you're not adding salt to them. I don't know if that means somehow the sodium chloride is being amplified or the other ingredients are being diminished. Speaking of Cebu, have you seen the band Mission Soul from there? I have not. Craig, I'm writing it down so I can look it up, Craig. I have not. And let me Google it. I'm going to Google it. So you guys hold on. I'm going to Google it. Mission Souls is a Cebuano family band known for their soulful performance and diverse musical repertoire covering genres of classic rock to contemporary hits. 6-member family band. All right. We'll have to check them out on YouTube. They're on YouTube, guys. They do a, here, I'm going to try to post something. I don't know how to do this. Hang on. I don't really trust leftovers very much because some homes don't follow proper food safety. Boy, you got that right. In the Philippines, they never follow American food safety rules. They have their own food safety rules. Here, I'm going to drop the link to that band, Craig. If anybody wants to check them out, I dropped their link. Temperature effects and seasonally taste buds perceive saltiness more stronger in colder temperatures. A dish that tastes balanced when hot might seem saltier once it cools down. I agree, but I disagree. What I'm talking about is you take it out of the refrigerator, you heat it up, it's more salty. Food dries out from the salt used in cooking it, and then the salt is concentrated. See, that's what I think. That's what I think. I think it's saltier because the food around it diminishes or off gases. So it gets saltier, which is weird. But salt is a great disinfectant. We used to have a saltwater pool, and man, I loved it. It kept that pool so crystal clean. Man, having a saltwater chlorinator, woo-wee, some good stuff now. All right, everybody, it's 9 o'clock in my part of the world. We've been on for a good 3 hours. I think it's time to wind this down so I can go have some dressing, eat some dressing, eat some dressing. So let's say goodbye to everybody. And we'll see you guys in a day or so, too. Pat, appreciate you. Tim, we appreciate you. Craig, we appreciate you. Doggy, we appreciate you. Nisha is already gone. We appreciate her. Tim, Laura, Dennis, Craig, 5 million other people. We had a lot of good people in here tonight. So thank you all. Do a thumbs up if you haven't already before you leave. So thank you all for being here tonight. We appreciate you guys. If you need anything from us, let us know. Let us know. That doesn't say let it snow. It said let us know. All right, everybody. Take care. Be good. See you guys soon.